Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Audio Roast Podcast. We're live in action. It's been a minute since we've done this like live. I mean, if we're being real here.
Yeah.
Let's welcome to the show our only guest today, Joshua. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How are you guys?
Hope everybody's doing well on this fine Sunday afternoon. The rain has finally stopped long enough for us to get inside and say hello to you guys. So, hello. Our job here is done, Josh.
Yes.
We did well.
Go home.
Virtual high five. Ready? Swing and a miss. I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? I hope you're doing well. Josh and I are going to go ahead and kick things off here. Don't forget, if you're streaming right now, be sure to like this video as well as share it to your page so that we get more people in on our fun. And turn on your notifications, whether you're watching along on Facebook or YouTube. That way you know when we go live, you're not missing out. And hi, Twitchers. Hope you guys are enjoying our show. Thank you for joining us. I know we've got a couple of them watching us right now, so good to have you guys on. Don't forget, another way you can check out our show is audio-only episodes on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or wherever you find audio-only podcast. You know, on your phone, that kind of thing. Just throw in some earbuds and listen. Do it. You can also become a Patreon member. It's a really nice way to support what we're doing here on the show. It gives us a few bucks a month, and it gives you access to some really cool inside information, as well as some really cool bonus footage and shows and series and all that kind of stuff. We just recently have launched Common Grounds, which is something that we've been working on behind the scenes for quite a while, and the pieces are finally coming together on that. So we've got our first episode out and up, and we've got another one in the book, and it's already scheduled to be posted. Let's see here. I think in 3 weeks on the 2 weeks. I don't know. It's coming up soon. So if you're not a member of Patreon, become a member so you can get all this cool stuff that we're doing that we can't do over here on the show. So check it out. Another thing is to check out our playlists that are available at the end of most of our episodes. Not today. We don't have any songs that we're featuring or anything specifically. However, there are episodes that we've done in the past that have some really cool music that goes along with the shows. And so we've created a playlist for you on Spotify or iTunes, whichever is easier for you. Just go there, search for the Audio Roast Podcast, and get some new tunes. You can also check out our website at audioroast.com, and there you can find merch, playlists, as we just mentioned, links to support us, as well as links to our sponsors, and all kinds of back catalog stuff, past episodes, both audio and video. So check it out. It's a cool one-stop shop. Let's see here. What did we do last week, Josh? I'm going to let you take this one.
We did Lady Gaga. It was
we kind of did Lady Gaga.
Well, I mean,
you know,
yeah, we did a classic album clash from The Fame and Born This Way.
Yeah,
and The Fame won.
How did you think going into it that was going to be the winner, the clear and concise winner?
You know, before I listened to the two albums, I it was dead even when I actually did. But I thought the Born This Way would have been the actual winner before I listened to them. It just seemed like since it was newer, it would have been more developed. But I was
a lot of nostalgia
surprised.
Tied in with The Fame too, though, for a lot of folks. So yeah, it was interesting to see how it all came together, because one album was front loaded with hits, the other had a lot of hits in the back. Both had a big lull in the middle, it felt like. But yeah, it was really fun, and I thought it was fun to do something a little bit more modern. We've done stuff all the way as far back as the early 60s and stuff here on the show, so it's nice to do something from like the mid 2000s up into the 2010s. Really fun. So that's what we did, and today, of course, we're doing Talkin Shop number 8, where it's just you and me and Josh and no more scripts. That's right, that's just you and me. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll talk about. If you want to talk about what's going on the show, if you want to talk about what's going on in your life, if you want to talk about other podcasts, if you want to talk about other events, let's do it. That's what we're here for today. So, yeah. 7 songs in 7 days.
Hey, you had some backing tracks on that.
Oh,
one.
did I? Did I?
Sure did.
Oh, man.
Like you put some thought into it.
Well, I did, but you know what I didn't put thought into is writing down who suggested what. So,
oh goodness,
I might rely on you and your archives there.
I'll do the best I can.
There you go.
You'll need to take me off the camera so they won't.
Oh, you don't want to see all that? Okay, all right. Well, oh, wrong one. Oh my goodness, this is too much fun already. All right, so in the number 7 spot, yeah, see, I didn't even write this down, so this is a surprise for me even. And from CJ Garmo, I do remember this one. We've got Golden Number by Ghost Bath. All right, so here's the deal. Okay, let me take a little sip here of some of this classic rock coffee. I've been told here recently that Oh, dude, you're a little harsh on that one. That one kind of stung. Well, buckle up, Buttercup. This
is gonna
song
sing.
sucked. God, I hated this song. No, so here's the deal.
Were there any identifiable lyrics on this song?
No. So it's Josh pointed out, hey, there is some good stuff musically going on in one of these little parts. And I agree. But on top of that, it sounded like somebody was getting their big toe ripped off with, I don't know, a pair of vice grips or something. It was awful. And that was just on the part that the music was good. On the part that the music was bad, the music was just like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. Yeah, nothing too musical about that one. So got number 7. In the number 6 spot, we've got from Chris Hankins, This Cowboy's Hat by Chris Ledoux. I really like this song. I will say this though, Chris. I get what you're saying. Chris messaged me and was like, honestly, this is one of the songs and that spoken part in the beginning and stuff. Like, if you really listen to the words, the world would be such a better place if you actually listen to this. And I really do agree with that. However, look at what I just listened to. I'm looking for some music, man. I'm looking for some all the way through. And the music part of this song was fantastic. I will say though that the spoken melody, if you will, to do it once, cool. To do it like before every verse, I was like, man, I wanted more song. I wanted more song in my song. You know what I'm saying, son? All right, so that's number 6. And then number 5 spot, this one from Abigail Burbridge. Is that right?
Sir.
All right. We've got Misspelled Wichita by Gretchen Peters. I actually really like this one a lot. Yeah, Wichita. I like this one a lot. And I don't know, maybe you have or maybe you haven't, Abigail, but if you've not yet heard No Arizona by Jamie O'Neill, this song sounds a lot like Wichita. So if you like Wichita, I'm gonna throw one back to you and say listen to No Arizona by Jamie O'Neill. Really good stuff, and it has a very similar vibe. I like that one a lot. In the number 4 spot, this one, Kim Garmery?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah.
We've got Shake, Rattle, and Roll by Bill Haley in the comments, although the version that I was given was the one from the movie Clue, which to me doesn't differ all that much, but I liked it. It's a good song. It is very simplistic, which is not a bad thing. So that's why it's not like further down. In the number 3 spot, we've got My Wave by Soundgarden. This one by
Julia
LeCobb. And I dig it. I'd never heard this song. And I enjoy Soundgarden. I really enjoy Chris Cornell. I will say I'm not like a lot of people. I'm like, oh, God, Chris Cornell. I will say he's got a great voice. And this one, he sounded great. The band sounded great. I liked it. And the number 2 spot, we've got Come Again by Damn Yankees. I remember this one from Deb Klein. Really good. This one actually, this whole week has been sitting in the number 1 spot. Because I hadn't finished listening, full disclosure, to all 7 of them that you guys had sent in until earlier today. So that was actually going to be my winner until I finished listening to all the songs that were suggested. And then the number 1 spot from Anthony Cano, last week's guest, Praying by Kesha. Good Lord. Yeah.
Anthony suggested that one.
Is that what you got?
And it ended up in number 1?
I know, right? Yeah. No,
really?
No conspiracy.
Really?
You were right here the first time I listened to it. Come on.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he may have a little undue influence.
Well, here's the deal. I hate Kesha. I'm not a big Kesha fan. A lot of her stuff from like the early 2000s, I'm like, this is garbage. This is not garbage. This is fantastic. This is great songwriting. When we were
listening to it earlier, if I closed my eyes, I wouldn't have known it was Kesha.
Same, exactly the same.
Thought it was her.
Yeah, exactly the same.
She actually was singing, and
that's the thing. Exactly. Yeah,
was really good.
Yep, it was not like this rappy, throw out words and contort.
We call it sing talk.
Right. This was clear and concise singing. The video was fantastic. The costuming was fantastic. I loved it. I loved it a lot. Josh noticed that there was probably some nods to Lady Gaga and stuff, which I get. There's going to be comparison anytime you're a blonde female and doing something extreme looking, sitting at a piano. I get that. but she stood on her own ground. This was a fantastic song.
And one of the things and when I first saw the first part of the video, I'm thinking, okay, so she's trying to do a deep song with this,
right?
About, kind of becoming her own person and finding faith and all this stuff. And there's images about like positivity and kind of going against what the industry is telling you.
Right.
And then I saw all this costuming and that she's kind of dressed kind of scantily and stuff like that. And then I noticed in one of the scenes, she's in like a fishnet and stuff like that, caught in a fishnet. So
right.
I got to thinking that the costumings are part of what she's saying.
Part of the storytelling.
It's part of the storytelling that it's not just I'm throwing on these costumes and trying to be deep. It's that this is what the industry is looking at for me and trying to make.
And
stuff.
Maybe Josh and maybe you guys at home could even help me with this. I wonder, not being a singer-songwriter at all.
Well, you're a singer.
Yeah, but what is it about somebody like Kesha, who is a singer-songwriter? She writes a lot of hits and gives them to people. Many famous people have done that. What is it that makes somebody go, yeah, but this one's mine? You know what I mean? Like, why did she choose to sing that instead of give it to somebody? Right. Is it that she maybe tried and she was like, they're not really giving it the emotion that it needs? Or, I mean, I wonder what the justification is on that. No. It's interesting because it was way different from anything Kesha I've ever heard.
That too.
Yes.
She's had a lot of songs that other people have done.
Prince. I mean, there's tons.
Well, Prince would just write songs for people.
That's like, what
I write this song. I'll give it to this person.
True.
I'm going to write this person a song.
I see what you're saying. You're writing. You mean he was writing a song with that person in mind before pen went to paper, right?
Yeah, he had a crush on their lead singer, and so he wrote a song for them.
Right. Yeah. Yep. All right. So now is your time.
Yeah.
To use the #7 and submit any song from any genre, any decade, or any style. Just
make it a song,
and we'll give it a listen. Give it a rank because it's fun. It's new music, and we can. So, Josh and I are going to go ahead and I don't know where Josh is on the coffee scene, but look at this. I'm empty. Almost hurt near empty. So we're going to get a refill. We're going to take a quick little break and we're going to come back and continue chatting. I see a lot of comments here and we're going to get to those. I can't wait. So stick around. We'll be back. Ooh, yeah. Recliner Wrestling Review. Subscribe now if you're an old school WWF, WCW, ECW, or TNA Wrestling Impact fan. Go ahead and check out Recliner Wrestling Review. Join your hosts Jared and John as they talk about all things old school wrestling Wednesdays on YouTube. That is Recliner Wrestling Review from the perspective of yet another fan or two. Episodes available now, only on YouTube.
I have just one question. Have you thought about being a guest on the show? We are currently seeking music lovers of all kinds to join in on our fun. If you're interested in being a guest, or if you just have questions, comments, or suggestions, you can message us on Facebook or email us at theaudioroastpodcast@gmail.com. You can also submit any topics you'd like to hear discussed.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Hello. Yay coffee. All right, Josh, let's hit it. Let's see what we got.
All right.
Breakfast in America.
It's not the song.
We're going with it, by golly.
We're drinking Breakfast in America. It's a light roast / morning brew. It's nutty, citrus, and dark chocolate.
There you go.
There we go.
This is actually also one of our favorites, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
So, and I will be honest. And I love that they're a sponsor of the show. It helps us out in a big way. There's not one of their coffees that I'm like, I don't really like that one. I actually really like all of them. There's not a bad one in the bunch. There are some days where I'm like, just like what you said today, I don't need anything that's got a lot of super pep and, let's have some coffee and chill.
Yeah.
And this one does it because it's a nice light what is it? Light to medium. Is that right?
Yeah. It's a light roast morning blend.
Yeah, there you go. So cock-a-doodle-doo, y'all. All right. What else we got?
Let's see.
Oh, you know what? Let us go to the comments. I've got no fancy. That's what I'm supposed to do today. I've got no fancy graphic for this, and by golly, if he doesn't deserve it. And now I'm gonna stall the show. So you know how sometimes I'll do somebody deserves 5 cups.
Yeah.
Just kind of like recognizing some people for doing some cool stuff every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody did that this weekend, and I was like, man, that's really good to see. And it was actually after your show.
Really?
So there was a picture uploaded online. I was going to pull it up. I'm not even going to bother pulling it up. I don't want to slow the show down on that. Gene Whedon is this week's 5-star cup recipient. Posted a picture. I don't know if this person went to the show or if it's somebody that goes to a lot of innuendo shows or what. It looked like a father and a son kind of thing. And I don't know how young the boy was or anything, but Gene Whedon took his snare drum head off, signed it, and said, "Thank you for being at our shows," and signed it, Gene Whedon, love you, innuendo, and gave it to the kid. I'm like, dude, we need so much more of that.
Whedon's a great guy.
He is, despite what Shane Jennings says, he is a great guy.
Right.
And
a little odd where he places his snare
I
mic,
mean, yeah,
but,
what's up with that? You talk about some feedback. No, I'm a big proponent of people getting the next generation inspired, and stuff like that does it. It doesn't take much. You don't have to, parade through whatever to try to inspire people. It's small actions like that really help. So kudos to you, Mr. Gene Whedon. You get 5 cups. Now then, let's go to the comments. Let's scroll up here. We got some good chatting going on already. Let's see here. We've got Deborah Klein says, hi guys. Hey, how's it going, Deborah? Dean Daisy here with us. Hello, sir. And Stephanie Norton as well. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Christy said, pulling another 12-hour day. So this is nice help getting through it. Well, I'm glad to hear that we can help you. David says, what? Women, I want to talk about that. Well, I'm not an expert on wheelmen by any means.
If we had some women in the studio, then we might have some actual information, but you're looking at
right. So true. Hey, Josh, let's try out that new little fancy camera angle we got for this Talkin Shop.
All right, that's the this one right there, right?
That's the one. Hey. See, now I can kind of sit back and relax. This is really nice.
And I can do this, and it looks like we're looking at each other.
Yeah, it's
how you doing,
it's kind of refreshing.
High five.
Hey. You got it there. You got it there.
It only amuses us.
Oh yeah. Yep. More coffee. We should have went with something stronger, I think.
Probably.
I think we're getting slap happy already. Let's see here. Christy says, also would love to see you guys do a comedy album clash like Weird Al versus Tenacious D or something like that. Fan freaking tastic idea.
That is a great.
Yes, and I won't show my cards.
I can already tell you that Weird Al's going to beat Tenacious D.
I mean I agree. I'm sorry, but I strongly agree.
Yeah, because Tenacious D, all they sing about is Dungeons and Dragons and
wish I was in the band Dio
and what they would do to women and
right, and guitar picks and yeah. Deborah says, how do you really feel, Jared? Yeah, I didn't care for that song. Just didn't. If you've not heard it, I highly recommend that you check it out. Julia says, one of my favorite Soundgarden songs. I made the top 3. Woo! Yeah, I've honestly never heard that song before, so it was cool. Abigail says, my favorite country music trope at the moment is the over-perspective sister who ends up murdering someone at the end. Not sure what that says about me. Oh, my goodness. Well, it says you're adventurous. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You got any, I mean, can we peel back some banana peel layers on this and see what's going on here?
You know, I'd have to sit down and talk to her,
Mm.
see what her relationships are like right now.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
but offhand, I would say that probably she's seeking more control in her life.
Interesting. Interesting, that is. Let's see here. Julia Lake Hobb says, hashtag number 7, Boilermaker by Royal Blood. It's been on my mind this week. I get like that too. Do you get like
Right.
that where you just have a song out of nowhere just stuck in your head, and not because of melody necessarily, but just it's kind of what you're feeling?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I'll find songs that are go for the feels, and then I sometimes listen to songs just for the production.
Right.
Production
Makes
or
sense.
This song has a really good snare sound, and I want to hear like
A good snare.
a good snare. Yeah, so,
Yeah. That's fair. Don't go looking for a good snare sound on Gene Whedon's drum set right now because there's no snare head.
No.
Kim says, hashtag 7, Never Been to Spain by Three Dog Night. I didn't realize they had more than 1 or 2 songs.
Oh, they had a lot of songs, dude.
I'm kidding. Julia says, the Kesha song is fantastic. Yes, the high note is a freaking F6 for any music nerds out there. That'd be me. Yeah, it's super impressive. Not many people can hit that with the emotion that she sings with it with. Amazing. Yeah. I can't read with the crap, but yeah, you're exactly right. Barb says, Kim, this song was running through my mind today. I don't know why, LOL. I even looked up the lyrics because I was stuck in a loop. I've had to do that before as well, where it's like, why do I only have like this small section stuck in my head and the song is this long? So I've totally had to do that to get myself out of that rut and get to the next verse. Christy says, Praying was her first song after a 2-year battle with her manager who was abusive, so it is a personal, powerful song. There you go. I wondered what the backstory was. Abigail says, hashtag 7, Right on Time by Brandy Carlisle.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephanie says, hashtag 7, Camouflage by Sabaton. My son, Michael Norton, got me hooked on this song. Oh, very cool. Very cool. We've got Chris Fiddler here. Hey, man. Hello from Sturgis, South Dakota, the legendary Buffalo Chip. Well, hello, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Glad to hear you made it there safe, and I hope the rest of your time there is fan-freaking-tastic, fun, and safe as well. Barb said, Jared said, God. Let's see here. We've got Hallie Holmes. Hello, long time no see. Yes, indeed. Where you been, girl? Where you been? We've been missing you. We've been looking for you. Dean Daisy, Gene Whedon. That's the Whedon Ranch walks. You misspelled rocks. You could have went with walks. The Whedon Ranch walks. Also, good job to you as well, Dean Daisy, on your show with Innuendo on Friday night. You guys really kicked a lot of butt. Loved it. She says, now you all can stare into each other's eyes romantically. It's hard. It's like, should I look at this camera? Should I look at this camera?
Well, if you're looking at that camera, then we're not staring into each other's eyes.
But what if I'm doing
Well,
one of
I
these
gotta look
and
at
it's like a side
I got to
eye?
look at my monitor. Oh, you're giving me the side eye.
Yeah,
now, huh?
right there is where, that's appropriate right
Okay,
there.
I'm going to have to
Mhm.
talk to HR about this.
Puffing stuff? Because if so, let me in on that. I'm a huge, don't get me started.
No, we're not
I'm
gonna
not
go down
segueing
that
there. Yeah.
puffing stuff. Right?
I almost did it anyway. All right. Chris Hankins says, hashtag 7, Waylon Jennings, Rose in Paradise. Barb Hensick. Speaking of reaching out to the next generation, Anthony Gomes posted a video of his recent show where he had kids 12 and under come on stage and dance with one of his songs. It was super cool. That is super cool. I really, really love hearing that. I really enjoy hearing that young people are going out to shows and enjoying things with their families and whatnot. That's what it's all about. Kim, I'm reading it too far ahead. Barb, that is what music is the thing that brings people together, and it could be the gap bridger between generations and stuff. So I'm really, really happy to hear that. I wonder, is there a video of that? Is there anything that we can check out? It's good to know. Good to know. Kim says, hello there, Kim. How's it going? Ben's here. Yo. And Deborah says, my boys love Sabaton. Yeah, I'm a fan. Allie says, I've been here, just not here. Sure, whatever that might mean. She says, I'm hanging out at the Cellar for open mic. Awesome place if you haven't been. Yeah, I still have not been. Josh, have you been?
I was there last night. I saw the AVS band.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
was that?
actually planning on going there after the podcast for their open mic.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. That's where Ben is headed to. He's headed to the Cellar right now. Cameron Klein says, #7, Daft Punk, Touch. I guess that's just the name of the song, Touch. Okay, got it.
Do we have our guest?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
We might check and see if they got the link.
Let's see.
You know, the Zelda, the link.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. That's my nerdy reference. The Zelda, the link.
Yes, I get it. I just did not find it amusing.
I'm going to HR too. Barb says, yes, there is video. I'm not sure if it's on his page or the official AG fan page. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Of course, Barb from Amp Entertainment, always on the ball with that kind of stuff. I really, like I said, I really enjoy hearing that. It's cool. Deborah says, honey, it's Cameron Couch. I'm Clyde. I'm sorry. I did say that, didn't I? It's Cameron Couch. Yeah. I'll get it right eventually. I promise. It may not be the first 38 times, but it'll happen eventually. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got a response?
Yes,
but no.
Yeah, well, he said he can be here, but he can't talk for too long. So I told him whenever he's ready, we're good.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Hopefully,
we won't strap him down and keep him here.
We don't have a real scheduled guest, kind of a last minute thing,
right? A little last minute something.
Yeah.
So,
whenever you're ready, sir.
Yeah.
If you're out there watching,
now's your cue.
He's really busy today. We're really lucky to get him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We are. He's got some stuff to work.
Yeah. A lot of. I'm not even going to go there yet.
No, we'll get into that.
Do you want to set it up or do you want to wait?
We'll wait.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. Well, then we'll wait.
All right.
All right. And we're done waiting.
We're done waiting. Well, what do we want to talk about?
That's what we get for having short thinking music. That's my Jeopardy ripoff music, by the way. If you didn't know, now you know. What are we talking about? Well, I don't know. Let's see here. What did you say you did last night? Can you talk about that?
What did I do last
night? Yeah, you said you went to the Cellar. What was an ABS band?
Yeah,
okay.
Went there.
I'm trying to remember. Is that Richie Allen? And I'm trying to think of who all's in that band. Do you know?
Richie Allen is in that. And Arthur. Tony DePlacios.
Tony DePlacios. Yeah, that was here
Chris
on the
Palmer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So,
a lot of good musicians. I don't know all of them. Apparently, I don't travel in their circles very often.
Right.
But
sounds like a lot of crossover from Pearl and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Very good group. It was hopping.
Here.
And then I came out to see Sequel Dose.
Yeah, that's what Ben Russell said. I'm glad you said it. Sequel Dose at the Riff was awesome. Yeah, that's right. That's who was here last night. How was that?
That was a really good show. Very entertaining. Club was hopping and it looked great.
Yeah. I did see that Rico streamed like the entire thing. I don't know. That's so smart. But yeah, it did seem to be a really cool show. And seeing some of the footage, like, for example, that Ben got and whatnot, it looked like a great time.
Yeah.
I was watching the Olympics, guys. I'm addicted.
Was men's diving on?
No, don't get me started. We will talk on that here in a little bit, but no. No. Let's see here. We've got Kim Garmery with a good question. I think it's supposed to be if you guys were going to nominate a #7, what would it be? Good question.
Well, I've got.
See, for me, I've got it in my head, this like try to expose people to something different. So I'm not going to go like, oh, Paradise City, Guns N' Roses. You should know that song, and if you don't,
right,
of course you do. You wouldn't be here watching this show if you didn't know that song.
Yeah, and if you're nominating stuff like that, Jared likes
Right. And I'm
so
not
they're
going
going to
to
rank pretty highly. So
right. Yeah.
and if you want to nominate good music, Jared, he's not going to like it. I mean, nominated Kings. I tried to bring you around to King's X.
You honestly tried, and I honestly rated it. I did. I will say, I thought before hearing, not even before hearing, from hearing just snippets. I can't believe I just said that incorrectly on purpose. From hearing snippets, not snippets, of King's X, I was like, nah, not my cup of tea. But you opened the door for me to be able to change my mind and say, not my cup of tea, but I totally get why they're an influence, and I totally get why they have a following.
Right.
It's just not my cup of tea. So it's a different perspective, the same answer, the same outcome, but at least you opened it up. So,
and then since you ranked them that low, every time I've nominated in the past, it was just to torture you.
I know, and I love that part. there may have been some that was like, that's actually pretty good, but I'm just not going to tell them. So that we get like a number 5, and I'm like, it deserves a number 5, but I've got to pretend it's a number 7 song. Yeah. Barb says, here's the link to the Anthony Gomes video with kids. Very cool. So check that out after you're done watching us. Deborah says, Richie and his dad. Really? I forgot that his dad, I did know that. You just triggered a memory of that. Forgot that Richie's dad used to play here as well. Okay, there you go. Ernie Bedell and his dad also.
Yeah.
Joshua it's Arthur Duncan.
Arthur Duncan. I worked with the guy. I blanked out on the last name.
Gotcha. Dean Daisy says, Identity Crisis rocked Friday night. First time I got to see them live. Go see him. Yeah. I
enjoy them.
Do you?
I do.
I enjoy exactly that. Bands that have not yet played together and getting a chance to kind of cross-pollinate and share audiences and get double exposure.
Cross-pollinate.
It's the only time double exposure is good.
Or cross-pollination.
Well, maybe so. Still don't have anybody backstage here, by the way, sir.
Okay.
Ben says, working on a picture presentation now. It's cool. Love my life. That's really cool, man. I'm excited for you. Excited to hear that things are going well. And yay for new passions, man. I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. Hallie says, I love seeing all these bands that haven't played in forever get back together for little reunion shows. Yeah, it's really fun. And I know some of these, I'll mention my own band in that vein because it's been almost 2 years. It has been almost exactly 2 years since I've been on stage with my band and played. So it's not really a reunion because it's not like we didn't go anywhere. We've been writing songs and recording and all this stuff behind the scenes. But as far as public perception, it's a, hey, we're back kind of thing. So looking forward to that. And I agree. It is very cool to see some of these bands because with all this pandemic stuff, you wonder, you're like, are they even still a thing?
Right.
Do they have a big falling out? I don't hear anything from them. I haven't seen anything on their pages. And so it is. It's nice to hear some of these bands that have been around for a while get back on stage and show us why they've been around for so long.
Yeah. It was good seeing Richard the other night, too.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen him out in a long time.
Yeah. He's been super busy with his job and stuff. And
he's a nurse, isn't he?
He's a pharmacist.
Yeah. Okay. So,
And his wife actually is a traveling nurse. And so that plus balancing family stuff, kid in middle school, kid in high school. It's been a lot. So it was cool. And I had such a freaking blast with him and our mutual friend Donnie out at the show.
Yeah.
And drinks were flowing. We were like back in the sound booth area, and then the seats behind that there at the Riff. We were having our own little private party concert. It was fantastic. Loved it so much. And thanks for having me there at the show, by the way.
No problem.
It was really fun.
Thanks for doing the lights.
Oh,
You
you're
made us
welcome.
look amazing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
we need
that.
all the help. Well, most of us need all the help.
I can't make you sound pretty, but I could, by God, make you look pretty. Deborah says, #KingsX rules. Christy says, definitely it was a great weekend for music. So glad to see it all going down. Yeah, we definitely miss you, Christy. I hope to see you out again soon. But I know what it's like if you're busy with work and stuff, too. I get that. I get it. Ben says, Identity Crisis killed it. Enough said.
And we left it for dead.
There was blood on the
That's
dance
right.
floor.
We buried it in a shallow grave.
Oh, man. Let's see here. I wonder if we've gotten a...
Nothing yet?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet? Well, he's
Our
busy.
guest has seen the link to the podcast.
Yeah,
So
he's busy. He's got other things
He's-
in his life.
he's got friends
can't
in
hold-
high places.
He can't put his life on hold for a silly
Little
little local
us.
podcast.
Right. Yeah. A little podcast. Well,
What you want to talk about?
oh man, I almost went to some lyrics there that would have been highly inappropriate. Okay.
I
Let's
wanna
talk about
yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I know
You
where
got
your
it.
brain goes.
Yeah, no, so you brought this up a minute ago. Was I watching diving? No. I have actually been watching a lot of everything, and it's been a lot of fun. I don't know. Are you into Olympic stuff at all? Not
I
really.
am not. No.
And I
think the
totally get that.
Last Olympics I really was kind of into was like 90 whatever.
Gotcha. So I grew up and we were kind of into the Olympics. I mean, it wasn't like what I am now. And it wasn't until Beijing of 2008, and I worked at Mojo Pie Salon here in town. I was a hairstylist, for those of you who don't know. I did hair for 16 years. The girl that I worked next to was dating a guy that went to the Olympics. So they went to China for the Olympics and whatnot. And so we were heavily invested in that. And ever since then, I've been all in for both Winter and Summer Olympics. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun to follow. So if you follow it, you know how good it's been. If you don't care. Cool. Get it. Got it. Moving on. Ben says, bye, guys. Seller bound. Much love. Be safe, brother.
Probably see you a little later, Ben, if you're going to be there for a while.
See ya. Yeah, still got nothing.
He said he's going to be in about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right. We can hang with that. There's other things I've got written down to talk about, but I don't want to open that can of worms until
after that can of worms has been opened.
Boy, is it a can of worms.
Oh my goodness.
What have we done? Yeah. Christy says, oh, random thought. You guys need to review low-rated / bad reviewed albums and see if they deserved the hate, etc.
Ooh.
I mean, girl.
That is a great idea, Christy. We may have to.
Can you write that down for me? I will forget that.
Okay,
and that is, I agree with you. That is a really fantastic idea. What would be some, what's some material? I mean, obviously Nickelback, Creed, you know, all the
ones that get hate
bands.
The ones that get hate that made
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Creed's first album, dude.
Don't get me started. Bad. I'm a Creed fan and I have no freaking shame.
Yeah.
All of it. Love it.
So, poorly rated albums. How about that?
There you go. Need to review low-rated / bad reviewed albums and see if they deserved the hate, etc.
Now, are we talking, Christy? Are we talking like Rolling Stone rate them badly? Those type of things, like industry standard things, or just
probably general perception?
General perception, because like
maybe like whenever Kiss took off the makeup for "Lick It Up," and
well, no. There's a lot of times where Rolling Stone and the industry will say this is incredible and awesome, and it's
to make you think that it's incredible and awesome.
Yeah, and it's just weird, and people are like, Rolling Stone likes it, so I guess we probably ought to.
Right.
You know, and you listen to it's like, I'm not sure.
Here we go. Julia says music from The Elder by Kiss. That's the one I was thinking of, not Lick It Up. Dog Eat Dog by Warrant. Van Halen 3.
That is a good album. Dog Eat Dog. I've had it, and it has got some killer songs.
Yeah.
The song Andy Warhol Was Right is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you know that song?
I don't. I think I've heard of it. I don't know if I've heard it. Mm-hmm. Stephanie says, Steven has been watching Olympics, which means so have I. Must be most of the time. I couldn't care less, but I have been impressed by a few events. Yeah. So the volleyball has been really fun to watch. Obviously, a lot of the swimming and diving. I mean, it is what it is. Let's see here. I'm trying to think what else I watched. We watched a lot of the track and field stuff. This morning we're watching BMX racing, not racing, like tricks and that kind of stuff. That was really fun, entertaining. Yeah, there's been some controversy and stuff too. Even this morning, it was yeah. Like I said, I don't want to go into it if not everybody's into it, but it's been pretty good. Barb says, I don't know if we want to go there here. But what's the scoop on what's been vaguely? What's the scoop on what I've been vaguely hearing about some musicians crashing a show this weekend?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
No?
No.
More on that in a minute. I'll say that. Chrissy says, I'm talking documented, reviewed. Okay.
Okay.
Deborah says, I want to talk about Joshua's post about crashing the door. I always pay a cover. I always pay the door unless it was my show. I have seen the doorman let their buddies in without paying, and touring bands, not just local shows. Good to know. That's what, guys. I'll be the one to pull the cat out of the bag on this. That's what.
Boom.
That's what we're waiting on. We gonna get to the bottom of it, right here. Right here. Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
I heard it.
Sounds like someone's
Oh,
coming here.
there he is. All right. So let's see here, Josh. Let's.
What do we turn on to?
I'm going to. Let's go to you.
Okay.
There we go. And we'll go ahead and bring in our guest. And I'm going to hand it all over to you.
All righty. Sounds good.
Go ahead and welcome who we've got.
All right. We would like to welcome to the show now, Mr. Drew Biney.
Hey.
Are you there, Drew?
Yeah, man.
Do we actually have him up?
Yeah.
I don't see him on my screen.
Oh, I'll fix that for you.
You got that? Okay. So people are talking, dude.
Yeah.
What in the wide world of sports is going on?
Well, I think there's a few factors at play. One, just just trying to have a good time on a Friday night, horse around with your buddies.
Yeah.
Guys about yourselves. Normal stuff.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You don't need to be that close.
Yeah.
So let's give him a little bit of history of what happens.
Yeah, I think we need to. There's a lot of nuance here. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I had a lot of people tell me that this didn't make any sense, and why did you do this? But to us, it made perfect sense. So we were at right? Me and Tom.
Yeah, we were at the Riff.
And I don't remember what we said, but I said to Josh, I said, oh, okay. Sorry. There's Steven Spark. I said, Josh, I really have always wanted a nemesis. And Tom thought that was really funny. And he was like, man, it would be really funny if you guys really had a thing, really got in a fight or really fighting. And I said, well, we should just do that. Let's tell everyone that we're fighting.
Yeah. We really never got to that point, really.
No, we didn't.
We were gonna make this a big thing on social media, but it kind of got out of our hands real quick, didn't it?
It was something that we wanted to go on for we thought maybe weeks.
Yeah.
And it was within 12 hours. We were like, this is probably really bad idea.
But you know what? I made that post and I never said I never revealed it publicly. I mentioned it to a couple people. But other than that, there was nothing public about it. And it was just a made up thing, I didn't see anyone coming in that didn't pay.
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing ever malicious except for the fact that we lied to our friends.
Yeah. I guess that could be malicious.
That was a little malicious, I think, because the people in our lives, the music scene, for the most part, they actually like us. I think. I hope so. So when they feel like there's something weird going on, they're affected by that.
Right.
And I mean, that's something that I definitely did not think about at all.
Right.
There was no part of this that oh, this is going to hurt my friend's feelings.
Yeah.
Because I'm lying about myself,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It was just kind of a fun little experiment initially. And then it kind of got out of control. But I think that it did highlight a few important things that actually we probably need to talk about.
Right. And if you read the post, it just says, I don't care what your rep is in the town.
Right.
If you're a musician, you need to play music. And everybody assumed even though I didn't say there was anyone specific, everyone assumed that I was talking about someone specific.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I talked to a few people about it, and I don't think anyone assumed that it was me. I did walk in. I mean, we walked in the riff and acted like mad at each other, and Deb had asked, like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Well, this freaking guy was getting up my butt about not paying cover." And
Well, you for sure insinuated that Drew had a reputation. I mean, can we all agree on that?
Did I?
You're like, I don't care what's your reputation. So,
No, I didn't. Well, I didn't even get to the point to reveal that it was Drew at that point.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. But
no, it said all I said was, I don't care what your rep is in this town.
Yeah.
You know, you need to pay your cover if you're a musician.
Which is true.
Which is true. It goes with anybody.
And then, you know, because I did lie to my friends, I lied to Steven and Deb and told them that we had this beef going on. And then I showed them the post, right, that you made. Look at this guy. So they were upset. They no one that saw that would have assumed it was me, but they knew that it was about me because I lied to them.
Right.
Because I thought it'd be funny. And initially it was really funny. And then it like started a big conversation, and I realized I very quickly had to mess up, you know, like, okay, this is not the joke that I hoped it would be. But I thought it was cool to see some responses on social media. I mean, as an experiment itself, it did solicit a lot of conversation and a lot of opinion.
It really did. And some stuff that needed to be said and needed to be talked about.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like the cover charge thing, man, I've always been very proactive in making sure I pay a cover. I don't ever walk into a venue and expect special treatment or anything, because that's not what being a part of an artistic community is about. You know, it takes that support to get support. And if you're not doing that with, you know, real, like a genuine perspective, it's going to be pretty obvious. There's going to be telltale signs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And, you know, the other thing that probably ought to touch base on is that people were speculating.
And the rumor mill.
The rumor mill. I mean, it started immediately.
So obviously, guilty by association, and I had freaking nothing to do with this crap. I had people blowing me up, and it was the same kind of thing. Like, who is it? What's this? And I'm like, why is this the effing lifeblood of our community? Gossip instead of, you know, and I'm like, God, that drives me nuts. That highlighted that more than anything out of this whole situation to me. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, it's like, I mean, that's a toxic thing in any group. But again, like, to be a part of an artistic community, I've talked a lot for years about what a great supportive music community Springfield is. I see a lot of support for musicians. You can go to any show in town, and you're going to see a bunch of other musicians from other bands in the room, and that's really cool. You don't see that in a lot of places. But if that's as far as it goes, if it's not genuine support, you know, and you're just going there so you can talk shit about somebody, we probably don't need you, honestly, you know, like, that's not really cool. And if that's your whole and it's easy to get caught up in it. You want to know who did the thing.
Right. You don't want to be the odd man out. Nobody does. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, man, if nothing happened, if there's no bad thing happen and people are talking about it like it did happen, you're really hurting somebody's life and livelihood, or at least their feelings. Yeah. And if something really bad did happen, or something, you know, that's you don't really know the details of, but you know there's some complication in somebody's life, why don't you just respect their privacy and their space and hope they get the help they need, or things can resolve? To speculate on the negative aspects of somebody's life isn't really something I aspire to do.
Right. So I got to say, for the record, the person in question regarding your post was Drew Biney.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like the first shot of setting up a beef.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay. It was supposed to be.
And for the record, there is no beef, right?
There is absolutely no beef.
My part here is done.
We got the Facebook message threads where we're laughing about it. It's saying, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this?" Yeah. No, we were enjoying it up until the point where we saw it getting out of control and people were getting.
We have
people
vanilla envelope.
Close to us.
I've got to do a little reveal here myself. So I actually, back in the day, it was, and I can say this, especially now that we've made up, Dan, Fritz, and I obviously used to have this hate each other kind of thing. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I could squash that beef and then still have that where everybody knows, oh, Dan doesn't like Jared and Jared doesn't like Dan. And it would be the same kind of thing, you know, like, oh, we can go up and rush on stage and like grab their guitars and play a song and people will be like, oh my God. But obviously both parties have to be able to work that out and be like, hey, we're cool. And I know that, but we'll pretend to keep this thing going. The reason that never took off, and not even just with that band, was exactly where you guys are that quickly. It's like, nobody gets it. Right. They take things way too seriously. And to a certain extent, I'm glad that they do, because that means that they're sticking up for people or sticking up for a cause. Right. But it's like, don't ride that horse if you don't know all the details either. So, yeah. Let's see here. Barb says, Drew, my favorite dispensary owner, Easy Mountain in Republic, Missouri. Yeah, how's that going, by the way? When you're on the show, you guys hadn't yet opened it and we're getting ready to launch that. How's business been? How's everything going with that?
It's amazing. It's fascinating. It's challenging, but to see such a wide spectrum of humans, or my neighbors, people in this community that are benefiting from cannabis, to see the quality of their life improve day after day, to see that personal testimony from people is absolutely awesome.
That's awesome, man. That's very cool.
And you know, I think what you're doing is an amazing thing. There are so many benefits to what you're doing health-wise for people. I work with people who have mental illness, and sometimes that's like the only thing that really helps them.
Yeah, man. So I mean, we've had people come in, and I can't say any names. I never reveal anybody's privacy, but people that come in and will make a real point to stop and say, I've been on pills for 2 or 3 years and I've not taken a single pill in the last 3 weeks. Mine are gone. My doctor way better than they do, et cetera, et cetera. And it really gives me goosebumps right now talking about it. But to see somebody, to see that low human return, it's a blessing to be able to provide.
For sure. You know what I see in that too, Drew, is it's a lot like music in the sense of it's something that you're super passionate about and that people can benefit from, and you're able to step back and see that. That's really cool too, just to see you follow what you're passionate about and what's in your heart, and for other people to kind of jump on board with that.
You see, this is why no one would believe that there was a real beef between us. He's such a great guy.
I know, right? And I will say, I absolutely loathe his razor because he's missing a little something, but beyond that, he's a good dude.
Dude, I kept walking in bars and somebody grabbed my ass and go, "Oh, you're not Jared."
What's funny is I literally have had that happen for real. And wait a minute, you're not Drew.
Have you guys ever thought about starting a Nelson cover band?
We can't reveal that, Josh. Okay. We got to start more rumors, see. And
hey, guys, I got to get off here. But
all right, dude. Thank you for coming in and talking.
I'm sorry to anyone that was negatively impacted by my malicious.
Yes, this is our mea culpa.
All right, guys. Thank you.
We'll see you. Thanks, man.
Bye, Drew. There you go. There you go.
So that was my weekend.
Hey, you did it to yourself, man.
We did. We were thinking along the lines of Andy Kaufman and just kind of doing this.
Yep. No, like I said, I 100% totally get it. And it is smart marketing, if you will. But the cost of that marketing outweighs the end result.
Right. Yeah. We learned that the people closest to you need to be into that.
They do. And here's the thing too, and I know I'll repeat stuff that we talked about, but you don't want to tick off the people that are coming to bat for you either. Right. Because those people are, so important to our lives, whether it's personally, whether it's with bands or whatever. The people that'll have your back, your gang, you don't want to put them on the wrong side of the tracks, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah. Let's see here. We've got
let's go to the comments.
Christy said that did blow up, but the combos were great.
They really, really were. There needs to be some conversations.
I will say this, as an outsider and as somebody that's here all the time at Classic Rock Coffee and the Riff and stuff, the only thing that I had a problem with was the other bystanders, not the people that went to bat. But man, that kind of makes the door guy look bad too, doesn't it? Like, oh, that door guy should have been doing his job or whatever. Well, you don't know the policy, but
Right.
you see this post.
Right.
So that was my only thing. I'm like, that doesn't always look good on whoever's working the door or the
Right.
venue itself or that
Right.
kind of thing. And that was my like, I'm just gonna sit back here and see how it all plays out.
Right.
So nonetheless, you do bring up a good point that needs to be made that
Right.
y'all need to pay your damn covers. And in general, my 2 cents that I'll add on top of that is businesses, venues, bars, etc., need to have a clear and concise. We take a cover charge until 12 o'clock, and after that, it's in free, or 12:30, or 1:30,
Right.
or so the last 3 songs, or whatever.
Yeah. Or
and
at-
that needs to be discussed with the band, so the band knows what's up too.
Or at 11 o'clock, it drops to half price.
Right.
Or 12 o'clock, it drops to half price.
Whatever
Something
it may be,
like that.
but it needs to be known.
Yeah.
And
it does.
consistent.
And Drew and I were both of the opinion that, if you don't have the funds to come to the show and you want to come to the show, let the band know, if you're coming in late,
right,
they're not really going to have a major issue with it, so, or don't go at all. It's most people aren't going to care at that point, especially toward the end of the evening. But if you go in and thinking, it's late in the evening, no one's going to charge me, then that's a problem,
right.
Tara had some really great comments and some ideas, but she's coming from also being a club owner and as well as a performer. So, but yeah, I suggest that anyone who is interested in that, read the comments. Maybe we'll get some stuff worked out. I don't know.
Yep. Main thing is don't be a cheapo if you want to go to Home Depot. No.
That's right.
Look, man, it's the old it's entertainment. It's not
really
just going to watch some local band. If you're going to go to a movie, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to sneak in the back theater, or I'm going to whatever, because you're affecting somebody directly, especially local. This is local. Right. It's like you're not going to go into whatever local restaurant and be like, oh, I'm going to go in the kitchen and sneak a little plate of this. Like, bullshit. You're stealing from people, and it's the same thing. And it's this in this case, it's your friends. It's the people you think you're supporting. I'll digress. Yeah. Bobby Hoskins says Springfield eating up drama and regurgitating and obsessing over it. That's a first. Exactly.
Really, there hasn't been a whole lot of drama.
I will say. I will say, and maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
You could be.
I feel like we've gotten better. I feel like
so too.
and I don't know if it's this pandemic, if it's all just me and my podcast, or kidding. I feel like people are ready for togetherness, not just physically, like, oh, let's go to shows, but mentally, like, let's be a part of something. Let's be a group. Let's be a community. And therefore, you kind of air out some of that crap, and you don't worry about stuff. You don't get hung up on stuff. I will say, from your situation, and I was one of those, but there's others. I respect those people that went directly to the source, not like, oh, I'm going to make my own little thing here and blow it out of proportion or whatever. Or, hey, I'm going to comment here so I can get all the notifications so I can see who it is and try to be all sneaky deaky about it. Like, go to the source. That's how you kill this crap.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It was just a little social experiment that I think may have done some good.
I mean, it proved your point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you were saying is that about it getting better, early on after the club started, the people that were going to the shows were the musicians.
Correct.
And so I think we realize as a community that we missed it so much not being able to play, that we had really forgotten how much performing meant to us. And you got to the point prior to that, it's who can get the better gigs.
Right.
And then nobody had any gigs.
Exactly. Yeah. I went from more competition to more community.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And what's really cool is that as things are picking up, I can at the gig that we played, there were a lot of musicians there. And at the gig last night with Sequel Dose, there were a lot of musicians there.
Yeah.
So it's carrying on. People are going out and seeing live music, especially the musicians.
Right.
They're supporting other groups, which is good.
And
Now, if we
I
just
feel too like people are starting to get outside of those circles. You know,
Right.
like what you were saying. Like you went and watched ABS band last night.
Uh-huh.
You still can't name all the people, and that's okay.
Right.
you were there supporting
Right.
and taking it in, and dude, that's where it starts.
Uh-huh.
So kudos to you, and kudos to people that are doing that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chrissy says it's funny how people are so quick to talk behind closed doors, but won't confirm anything with actual people involved. Somewhere around here. Oh, that's close enough. Yeah, that's spot on. That's exactly it, Christy. I want to fix this here real quick so that
Good.
Josh can see the
comments.
Yeah. I see you keep reaching back there to try to look at those, so I want to make it to where it's a little bit easier on you.
And I purposely didn't tell you that night. To torture you.
Right. Yeah, and full disclosure, I did the first night.
Yeah.
As soon as it happened, I'm like, hey, what the hell? You're like, I don't know, man, I'm really tired. Which
Yeah.
is really funny because it was like, I don't know. I mean, it was late. It was like 1 o'clock, but I'm like, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, it was 1 o'clock.
But I'm like, man, there's been times where we've talked to each other at 2 or whatever in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not what?
No,
I'm
I
like,
purposely
all
did
right,
that to
you
let
didn't
you
seem that tired 2 hours ago.
Purposely did that to let you stew overnight.
You son of a gun.
So I'm sorry if I hurt you.
You hurt my
I
feelings.
did.
All right, so I think I've got that saved.
Okay.
All right. Liz says, yes, you should. Julie says, yes, sing love and affection. I don't know what you're talking about, y'all. What is this? What I miss here, Josh?
I don't know. Oh, the Nelson cover band. All I need is your love and affection. No? You're not. Are you not a fan of Nelson?
Who?
Nelson. Ricky Nelson's boy. Matthew and Gunnar.
Willie Nelson?
Ricky Nelson.
Willie Nelson?
Ricky.
Then no.
Matthew and Gunnar, the blonde twins from the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, okay. That's going to be my 7 and 7.
There you
Love
go.
and affection.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna start taking notes here because
Okay.
I'm gonna get behind and I'm gonna forget stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get to these comments here before we get too far behind on those because yeah. Dean says, "Love you, Drew." And Liz says, still waiting. Well, you're going to be waiting a while, girl, because I don't know it. Terry's here. He says, laugh my ass off at a Nelson cover band. I'm going to Google him. I'll Google him on the next break here and see what I see. Deborah says, if you go in after cover, hit that tip jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that Deb said, Christy brought up. And that's exactly right. Like, you still, it's not like it's a freebie. Like you still should throw them a little something. Doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, if you've got like I have been guilty of this. I used to carry a shitload of cash all the time, and now I carry zero. And so there'll be times like I'll go to the store or whatever, and I'll get like $2 and physical bills back, and that'll be all I have. And so like if for example, if whatever you're going to, at which most of the bars nowadays can take card at the door, so that's not a big deal. But if they didn't, I would still take those $2 and throw them in the tip jar and be like, I can only do $2 this time because that's all I got. But next time I'll do more. You know?
Do you know of like any bands that do like PayPal for tips? That's an interesting idea.
That is an interesting idea. I don't know.
Just
but
have a.
It would be interesting. So I have.
You know how banners that groups would have like their YouTube address and their Facebook address and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They put a PayPal address. So if they want a tip during the show and they don't have.
Yeah. Liz said, yes, some do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a really.
Because we are going more and more cashless, dude.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's a good thought actually.
Or
and it could be PayPal, Cash App, it could be all that kind of stuff, Venmo, all that crap that we've got here that nobody uses. But yeah. Jessica Jones says, "Hi Joshua Poole.
Hi Jessica Jones.
Hi Jared Isaacs. Hi Jessica Jones."
You got to say hi Jessica Jones. It's got to be the full thing.
I did.
I know you do.
Oh,
but in the future, make sure you.
Oh, absolutely. It is a thing.
I got to ask Liz Deck. She says she's friends with Gunnar.
Okay.
Now, is she actually friends or is that like a Facebook friend? Because that's pretty cool.
Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gunnar Nelson. Yeah. Matthew and Gunnar. They are Ricky Nelson's. I don't know if you know who Ricky Nelson is, but I mean, he was a big deal back in the 50s.
Here's what I have a feeling of.
It's rock. He's rock.
I have a feeling I'm going to pull up a Google picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, oh
yeah. Once you see them, you will recognize them.
And there's a chance I'll be like, yeah, no clue, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, actual friends, she said.
Oh, awesome.
Jessica said, it is a thing.
It is a thing.
Liz also says, plus they can put it on your tab too, the door charge. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Before a lot of them started accepting cards at the door, that is what they used to do. Terry says you can also tip through Messenger. There you go. That's good to know for those of you who don't know. Deborah says the Nelson twins, LHD's long-haired dudes. Still not ringing a bell for me. So yeah, I'm going to. Liz says yes, both. Can't believe you don't know them, Jared. I don't know. Deborah says, do they have a place to tip the band like they do servers? So a tip jar is all I know of. And I know a lot of bands don't put a tip jar on stage, which is weird.
And normally kind of it's an afterthought.
It is 100%.
It really is.
Yeah.
You're getting everything set up, and I can't tell you how many times that someone's actually brought a tip jar up to gigs that I've played because we've just never thought about bringing our own.
Yep. John Boos brought something up that I was going to bring up. As you could see, I'm trying to figure out which camera to go to. As you can see right here, I too have a square. John says Wicked Shimmy, have a square reader to take cards for merch and have had people add extra for tip or just a tip by itself. Nothing on the banner yet though. Yeah, so I really like Josh's idea of incorporating that on your banner and stuff, or on a show flyer, or on whatever, so that people get an idea. And you don't have to spell it out. People know what logos are, so just put the little PayPal logo. And yeah, good stuff. But yeah, I'm like you, John. I have a square reader that I use for all kinds of stuff. Actually, I got this from when we were in Sunset Strip and started doing merch with that. And it comes in handy. So if your band hasn't looked into this stuff like this, you really should, because it's missed opportunities. And right now, I'm telling you guys, you need to be taking all these opportunities that you can while business is down because of the pandemic and stuff. I mean, you got to look for opportunities, and you got to take them when you do. Mike McCorder says Nelson was a C-League band full of good players that came to the party late. Okay, so that may be why.
It is. They got in right at the end of glam metal stuff, and I would rate them a little bit higher than a C, just because they were filled with really good players.
Gotcha.
But I would give them maybe a B. They weren't the best, but they,
weren't the best, weren't the worst.
No.
Gotcha. I'm going to, while you're on that, I realize that this screen on the computer is not being shown. So I will actually, because my curiosity is killing me.
What are you looking for?
Who the Nelson brothers are?
Oh gosh,
is that what they're called? Nelson brothers?
The group was called Nelson.
Okay. First thing pulls up is Nelson Mandela. See, so it's a Mandela effect, and there actually never was a Nelson band. The more you know.
Yes.
I want images because I just want to see what they look like. Okay. That's them.
Yep, that's them.
No clue. They look vaguely familiar, but I have no clue. Can't live without your love and affection. Is that like, were they a one-hit wonder, essentially? Honestly.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So that would, I mean, and I might have heard the song and been like, oh yeah, I know the song, but I never knew who sang it. The chances are low, based on after even seeing them. So I don't know. Mighty interesting. Let's get back over here to the comments, and we've got Deb says, I can't live without you, your love and affection. I can't face another night on my own. The Nelson twins. Come on, Jared. What year are we talking here? 83? 85?
No, later.
Way later?
That. It's more like
91?
91, yeah. So grunge was making its rearing its ugly head.
So again, and I've kind of talked about this. My musical journey was at that time I was country. Period. I hadn't yet circled back around to get from old school rock, Rolling Stones, Beatles, etc., to AC/DC, Metallica, Motley Crue, da 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 da. So I was stuck in country. So this may be a reason why I totally missed Nelson.
Right.
Because they weren't mainstream. Obviously, there's things that went through that was mainstream. They're like, oh yeah, I know the song.
And even heavy metal, glam metal was starting to get a more harder edge because of groups like Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. So when they came on the scene, they looked to be like the pretty boys.
Gotcha.
So
makes sense. Makes sense. Julia says, have you filled out the #7 nominations? Can we add Love and Affection by Nelson as a at-large nomination?
Yeah.
Joshua's got that under control.
Yeah, we need some more. I think that's number 5, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, I think we need.
Really?
Yeah. That may be 5 or 6, but we're.
Somebody had said something earlier. Dang it! See, I have such a bad memory. Man, I feel like it might have been Christy or somebody said something about some song and said, "Can we add that as #7?" I don't remember.
Well, that was just Julia Lake Cobb.
No. Before this, like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Liz Deck says there's a label that did it because of Nirvana. Mike says I only say C because of timing. The third and final wave.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense. Makes sense. John Booth says Bobby Rock, not Bob Rock, was the drummer for Nelson. Interesting. Okay. Deborah says, I'm a karaoke you this song. Please do. 92, Liz said. Okay, 91, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so I mean that was right when grunge was getting was big. So
Terry's barking up my tree. CS avoided Nelson covers like the plague. Crimson Steel. Yeah, I could imagine. Mike says a great book that came out recently called Nothing But a Good Time is a must-read for us 80s kids. Gives a very interesting and different take on the whole grunge transition. Highly recommend reading it.
Okay. 80s kids, is that what you said it is?
Nothing But a Good Time.
Nothing But a Good Time, okay.
Woman, nothing.
I'll have to find it on audio because I don't like reading.
Same.
I have to read.
Deborah says #7 Garden Party by Ricky Nelson. There you go. You got that one?
1 second. Man, my
your phone's giving you fits.
My messages doesn't seem like it's getting them all because I can't find Julia's about adding the #7 on there.
Interesting. Joshua's got all kinds of controversy.
Okay, there's
first
Garden
it was
Party.
no door cover.
Ricky
Now
Nelson
it's like,
is
I
their
didn't
dad.
get your #7.
Ricky Nelson is their dad. He was like a teen heartthrob in the 50s. He was on he was on a television show. Ozzie and Harriet. You know who they are? Ozzie and Harriet.
Yes, but no. Yeah. I know of them.
Ricky Nelson was the kid on Ozzie and Harriet.
Gotcha.
Those were Ozzie and Harriet Nelson, I believe.
The only thing that comes to mind and rings a bell when you say these names is Ricky, don't lose a number. That's all I got.
Okay, so we should be good now with Julia Lay doing the Love and Affection and Ricky Nelson.
Okay. Mike says, what's funny is as much as I like some grunge bands, it crashed and burned fast. Yes, it did.
Grunge?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a very short-lived period, but it was also very important, in my opinion, especially once Hootie and the Blowfish got involved.
Right.
All right, Liz Deck says...
Well, they were the defining sound of grunge.
Of course. That was the turning point, too.
It really was.
That's why doggone it, Darius Rucker went out on his own. Liz said they also had Joey Cathcart. How do you say that? Cathcart? And Austrian guitar player. Mike says the audio is what I have, and it's awesome to listen to. Liz says, yes, they are their grandparents.
Ozzie and Harriet.
Gotcha.
Nelson.
Gotcha. Hooty hoo.
So their family's been in like Hollywood royalty since like the late 40s, early 50s.
Gotcha. Ooh, Deb Klein coming in hot. I don't think Hootie is grunge. Girl. Of course they're not. Julia says, here's a local band that wrote a song about death of hair metal. It's called The Day Rock and Roll Died. And what's the name of this band? I think it was Bender.
Seems like I've heard of that
Right.
group.
Indeed. All right. So I'm running out of coffee here.
Are you?
And we've got a big old pot over there of some breakfast in America. So why don't we take a quick commercial break so we can get some more, so that Josh can go take a pee and a puff.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
Catch you outside. How about that?
How about?
I can't believe I just said that. All right. Be back in a minute. Bye.
Hey, musicians, do your shows need that extra layer of fun and excitement? Wow your fans with next level production and let Sunset Productions help you up your game. We can create custom and unique sound, lighting, and video packages designed just for you and your budget. Let's work together and give our community the shows they deserve. For more information, contact Jared Isaacs at sunsetproductionsspringfield@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Sunset Productions. Sunset Productions. Don't be a jukebox. Be an experience.
Classic rock coffee. It's coffee that rocks, yeah. This ain't your typical coffee shop. It's Java with attitude, baby. From the moment you step onto the stage, you'll see, hear and taste the difference. We're rocking and roasting 7 days a week with guitars, amps, lights, burning wrists and groupies. We've got the best coffee, frappes, smoothies, protein shakes, pastries and sandwiches. Oh yeah, green M&Ms if you get backstage. Come on in and get a whole lot of love. Get the idea, my babies? Even if you don't love classic rock. Well, that's impossible. You're gonna love classic rock coffee. Check us out. Located at Kansas Expressway and Sunset.
Heyo, it's me. All right, so need to get back over here to the comments. We've got Deborah says, "Good plug, girl." Julia says, "It's Julia spam." Oh boy, let's see if I can do this. I haven't done this in a minute. Got to get the right app. I'm in the wrong program. Oh my goodness, what in the wide world of sports is going on here? We need old Pod Boy up here. He's good at all these buttons. I am not good at these buttons. There he is. I hear him. Trying to we've got a little Julia spam here.
Julia spam?
Woo, that's hot. Where'd my program go? There.
I don't know. You're losing it?
Dude, I got so many buttons going on over here, I can't handle it. I'll let you handle it.
She promotes her show on our show whenever he can. It's Julia spam.
Now, wasn't that worth it, kids? All right.
What is that because of the Bender comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Liz said,
Julia can hoot, man.
Oh, have
She's
I
got a
enjoyed
great
my
voice.
dropped off goodies yet? Yes, they are delicious. I love that recipe. Liz was nice enough to bake some white chocolate macadamia cookies for me, and they are the bomb diggity. Love it. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. She says, "Yay, I'm in a jingle." Sure enough are. Sure enough are.
Yes.
All right. Hey, look, it worked that time. You could see the
It
comments.
did.
Yay. That means I saved it right.
You did.
All right. What else we got here? We've got
Well-
okay, we've got the Joshua and Drew thing done.
Right.
Thank God. That I got so many gray hairs over the last 2 days. No, I had them
See,
anyway.
on our side, we were laughing at the whole thing.
True.
It was hilarious
True.
to us, but
There were some
we
innocent
could-
bystanders.
there
that,
were. There were.
Some
We were-
what's it? Some not friendly fire. Some not casualties of war. There's a saying I'm missing.
unattended consequences.
Maybe no, I don't know.
Friendly cotton crossfire. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Something
well,
to that effect.
good enough,
Anyway, yeah.
Words I'm not good with.
There's a phrase right there, and I can't think of it.
Those
Words
things
and stuff.
you say.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna try to keep thinking of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll move
Collateral
on from that.
damage.
That's the one. Collateral damage. You know
That's
what?
right.
They should make a movie called Collateral Damage.
Yeah, maybe.
They already did. Yes, thank you, Julia. Liz says, "Good. I'll make more." Well, good. Now that you got a good recipe for it. I wanted to. I don't remember if I set this up right. I did not. There we go. Get out of here.
Oh, dude, you're boring me.
Shut up, Josh.
I was just doing a podcast, going out to
trying to do my thing here.
13 people watching.
You're such a dick.
But those are the best 13 in the world.
That's right.
That's right.
We started out hot at we're up to 17. We started out at like 24, and then once you guys squashed your beef,
I
they
think
all
that's
went
what
away.
a lot of people were hoping to see.
Of course.
today.
See, if I was a better booker, I would have waited until the end of the show. But I was anxious to get to the bottom of it. All right. I want to move. God, why am I so particular about things? Why am I like this, Josh?
I don't know. Probably potty training.
Probably. Oh, that's the wrong one.
That's what the Freudian theory is. That's why it's called anal retentive.
Oh, Lord.
Really?
Interesting.
It's to do with poor potty training experiences.
There you go.
I think he was full of crap.
All right. I'm going to jump back over here real quick. We've got names. Steve Allington with us. I was like, okay, what does that translate to in YouTube tag? That's Steve Allington here watching along. Jessica Jones. What is that? Hugs?
Yeah.
I can't see that from here. That's my screen is way too far away.
Oh, I
We
don't
rock.
emoji.
All right. So Josh, go ahead
Yes.
and hit your producer button there. And let's see what we've got next here on the show.
Producer. I got producer.
What? No. The main button.
Okay. This one right there.
That's the one.
Okay.
That's not. I messed up. Let me
Did
go
you mess up?
backstage.
Okay.
Let me go backstage.
Go
here and
backstage.
Take care of all this stuff.
Get rid of
See?
that. Yeah.
I thought I had that queued up right.
Blame me. I
I will not. I refuse.
I can carry the shoulder. I can carry the weight on my shoulders.
Carry the load. All right.
Okay, we ready now?
I think I've got it up there. There we go.
All right. Yeah, there's a birthday of sorts.
Oh, wait. We did this wrong. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear MTV. Happy birthday to you. So here's the deal. You just have to be a good singer, and it's not that damn hard now, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Throwing some shade. I can't sing happy birthday in F.
No.
Take some lessons. Oh,
Tara,
wait.
Fritz will give you some lessons.
I'm joking. Yes, she will. She's really good at it. to
She
be honest.
really is.
Oh, son of a. Whatever. I didn't save it. So
Are we ready for this?
Yeah. Y'all ready for this?
All right.
Why is this not working?
I don't know. I don't control that stuff. Why are you asking me?
There's what I'm looking for. Boom. Turn you into
it is.
40.
Thank you.
All right. We'll do it this way.
Okay.
We'll just go to full. All right. Yeah. 40th anniversary. There we go. What's next? How do we go from MTV, music television, to WTF happened to the music? That's what I want to know. Let's get to the bottom of all this. Why don't we? Josh, we had
I blame the real world.
I mean, that's a
think-
fair.
Yeah.
There's a lot more, but that on MTV was the first.
Yeah.
There's a lot
well,
more.
I mean, where the music disappeared, because that was like one of the first.
On
reality
their
shows.
programming,
Yeah.
absolutely
And
so.
then it was a hit, and people were watching that more than they were watching videos. So reality programming, and then
It all boils down to it was still television, and so ratings mattered, and
Yep.
that's what was getting the ratings.
Yep.
Now, do I wish that they could have balanced that better? Oh yeah. But yeah, they didn't. I wanted to go to son of a gun. I'm on the wrong program again. On the link to the show before we went live, Julia Lee Cobb had made a comment on there on a suggestion for what to talk about, and it had to do with MTV here.
Yeah.
I just got to find it. You know what I'm saying? I got to
know
find
what
it.
you're saying.
Here we go. Julia says, "Happy MTV's 40th birthday, and welcome to us hearing all the crickets chirping because MTV downplays everything about the channel they used to be.
Mhm.
That's my topic for the day. I miss when the channel could act as your radio at home to find new music and see what rock stars looked like. I didn't mind having a few reality shows and cartoons on the channel. A helping of liquid television and a sprinkle of real world would be plenty, thanks. But the channel's current concept as lifestyle programming is uninspired and bland. They don't even seem to be able to make their side channels, that's MTV2, MTVU, etc., retain the music heavy format. And maybe she suggested have everybody pick a favorite video to talk about, which I like. That's a good suggestion. So thank you for that, Julia. Yeah. So what are some of your favorite memories of MTV or some of your favorite programming and stuff? For me, Ed Banger's Ball, man.
Yeah.
That was-
Go ahead.
It's a lot like what Julia said. Merging the imagery
Mhm.
to the music, I still find very important.
Mhm.
I mean, that's why in doing a podcast, it was like, I really want to do video because I want to be able to play video and show video. But that's just a medium form that I resonate with a lot. So I wanted to do more than just audio. And there's two sides of the coin where if you don't see anything like this, it adds to your imagination. Like, ooh, I wonder what they look like. And you create your own images on things and whatnot. But for the business model of music and stuff, it is important to know what's trending and stuff. To a point, it becomes formulaic and pimped out, or whatever you want to call it, poison. To the point of repetition and it's just not good. It's not original. But it's important in merging imagery to music and stuff, and that's not really a thing anymore. People anymore, when you see a music video, a lot of times it's self-funded even. Where people will put forth money and they're not signed to record labels and stuff. I'm not talking AC/DC. I'm talking like Paralandra, things like that.
Right.
Like, yeah. So what was some of your favorite programming and stuff on MTV, Josh?
To be honest, I grew up in a very rural part of, even more rural than most rural.
Yeah.
And I never had cable growing up. I've never had cable.
Oh, really?
I've never. I mean, I've got Roku, but I've never had cable in any home I've ever lived in.
Huh.
So
Well,
I never had
nowadays
MTV.
you don't need
Yeah.
it. Like you said,
No,
with Roku,
no.
with Netflix, Hulu, etc. You kind of
YouTube,
don't
you
need
can
it.
watch whatever. But
Yep.
so I never knew what living in a house with MTV was like. Even when I'd come and visit my grandparents here and they had cable, they didn't want that MTV thing. So they paid for they didn't pay for the full package.
Yep.
You got WTS and that's where it stops.
Right. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember my memories of that was I was kind of the same. Like, didn't really have it. We did have eventually. We had it like in the front room or whatever. But I'll never forget. Like, it was a big deal at Christmas one year. This would have been in like '93, something like this. That my sister and I both got our own TVs and our own deals in our cable boxes in our room. So I could watch whatever I want. She could watch whatever I want. Mom could be in the front room watching what she wants. And that was the thing. And MTV was one of those channels. I'm like, this is my damn channel. And my sister's like, oh, I'm VH1. And so there was that whole battle too, which was great. Which was great. But yeah, for me, Headbangers Ball, just in general, not even like what program, just getting to see music videos and stuff. I mean, it's so different now because now if you want to see something, like you said, Josh, you just go to YouTube and you search it and it's there. But there's something about that organic, like it's just going to randomly come up and I'll either be exposed to something new or, oh, I hadn't thought about this song in a while. Here it is, that kind of thing. Whereas you have to know what you're searching for before you search to find what you're looking for. It's not as
when I would see videos when I was a kid, it was like NBC had some like late night programming on Friday nights called, I think, Friday Night Videos.
Yep.
And so that's where I saw music videos, but that was like once a week because that was, nationally broadcast. So I remember seeing Jump on that and, Hall and Oates and stuff. But I think probably the most concrete memory of music video world was the release of the Thriller video.
Oh my gosh.
Because that was ubiquitous. It was everywhere.
Yep.
People were expecting it. I remember I was in elementary school and I remember kids talking about it at the time. And it was probably years before I actually saw the video. And I mean,
really?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd look at magazines and they would have still images from it, but because we didn't have it, there was no YouTube. You couldn't just search it up and play it whenever you wanted
if
to.
you missed it, you'd have to wait and see when it was going to organically come on.
I don't know if it was years, but it was a while because for it to be like on you'd have to wait till it was on like a video program that was on broadcast television.
Right.
I mean, you'd see the clips and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a huge thing, was Michael Jackson's video of Thriller.
Oh my gosh. So absolutely. And I was too young to really grasp it. Now later in Michael's career, like with Do You Remember the Time and all these other songs from following albums, that's a great example. Like these were premieres, these were events. This was not like, oh, I got to make sure to tune in at 105 to make sure I get this Michael Jackson new video. Like it's like next Saturday he's doing this and it's a 30-minute ordeal and it's a big damn deal and it always lived up to the hype. But that kind of thing is just not a thing anymore. It's so weird to me still.
And music doesn't have that expectation level anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember like when you were a kid and there was a new band coming or a band that was about to release a new album, there'd be like articles about it in the trades and people would expect it to come out and there'd be all this promotional stuff. And nowadays we got a new jam dropping on this day.
Yep.
And they don't really promote that sort of stuff anymore.
Is it that they don't promote or is it oversaturation? Like when's the last time you went to RollingStoneMagazine.com or whatever the website is?
Oh gosh, print media is dead.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of stuff that it was in.
You can get that information so many places now.
Right.
And like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like now we don't go and get a Rolling Stone magazine.
No.
Whereas then we did, and there is where you find stuff like what you're talking about.
Yeah. Or as a kid, we'd go to the grocery when you go grocery shopping with your mom, you'd hang out by the magazine aisle and you look through the heavy metal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yep.
And stuff like that.
Well, I used to have to get Pride away from there. Like, come on, we got to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, but wait.
Yeah. That's what I would do. That's how I would keep up with that. Cause I didn't have subscriptions to those types of magazines. And so, that's how you found out, and that's how you expected an album to come out. And people put a lot of thought in. Okay, so there were several toward the beginning of the MTV. They looked really cheap videos.
Sure.
And
well, and a lot
video
of early
cameras.
videos too were like live footage, and
and
it wasn't like theatrically thought out stuff.
Well, and part of that was because when videos were created, they were mostly just for industry stuff. They were promotional things that
They're promoting their live shows is what they're doing.
And they would also promote they would make a video that would go from like the producer to the record label, to show how the band looks, how it's promoted. This is what we're looking at. And then they would send those videos on to like radio stations,
right?
Like Clear Channel, and
as a selling point.
Yep. Those videos were never really intended for public use.
Correct.
And we were talking about this, that the beginnings of YouTube, not YouTube, but MTV was that pop clips or whatever that Michael Nesmith of the Monkees did on Nickelodeon.
Right.
And the way he got those was he just got a bunch of those videos that were circulating, and that's what they would play. They were never really intended to be used as a channel or way a band could promote to the audience.
Right.
It was to promote to the industry.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. And I mean, it's all this big wheel with all these little cogs in it, but that is a big one too. And that's how a lot of bands got picked up for tours and stuff, or national acts saw them and they're like, hey, why don't you open for us? That kind of thing. I want to jump over to the comments so we don't get too far behind on those. But Julie says, hey, I wore my MTV shirt in honor of this day. Well, one of the 5. Funny you say that. I actually have a MTV shirt as well, and I was going to wear it, but I don't fit it anymore. So I didn't want to go there. Jessica says, nailed it. Liz says, when MTV had real videos.
Yes.
Mike said, MTV reminds me of social media. In the beginning, it was good, and then it became a bad thing. Yeah, I think it's. I think that's really accurate, actually. Too much of anything is too much. Yeah. You got to have things in moderation. Julia says, Stephen Thomas Cobb and Joshua Poole said, the real world at the exact same time. It was the beginning of the slippery slope to where they are now. Yep, it's very true. Mike says, video really did kill the radio star. Bands like Romeo Void would have been huge, but the importance of looking great on video wasn't an issue. True that. My comments jumped around. Steven says, they still do music on their sub-channels like MTVU. But here's the deal. I don't have it, and I've never seen MTVU.
And they shouldn't have to. A channel called Music Television should be Music Television.
Now you bring up a really good sidebar. Why didn't they change their name? I know that like it just says MTV, unlike where it used to say MTV Music Television in their logo or whatever, in their artwork. But think of all these other channels, like TNN went to Spike, and now they're the Paramount Network or whatever. Like they evolve because they need to, and I get that. Why didn't MTV?
True TV. You know what True TV used to be?
Was that the one that was Spike? No, I don't know.
It was the Court Television.
Oh, Court TV.
Yep. Yeah. It used to be Court TV, and then they started doing like reality programming, and then it's like, well, we're not really showing court cases anymore.
Right.
So it became True TV.
But that's my point. So like they were smart enough to rebrand is really all it's doing. You can still have the platform and have all the whatever the ways of doing things. You just tweak it a little bit. So you adjust expectations that way. In other words,
with a brand so big as Music Television,
for sure.
I mean, it'd be like Coca-Cola changing its name when they
did to Coke.
They're still Coca-Cola.
Same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't be Music Television. Make the M stand for something different at least. You know what I mean? So you're like, I don't know. I can't think of anything offhand, but
maternity, because they have like teen pregnancies and stuff like that. Maternity TV,
right? Or TV, TTV, trash TV,
drama TV.
Let's see here. Mike says, like it or not, Poison brought attention to LA, and Slash almost ended up in Poison.
He did.
Yeah. No, I don't totally discount them. just think there's other bands that are better, if I'm being honest. Here you go. Stephen Allington says Headbangers Ball and Beavis and Butthead. So you touched on the second one that I was going to bring up, and Beavis and Butthead, but only because I wasn't allowed to watch it. So it was like that whole, oh, don't put your hand in the cookie jar. What's the first thing you want to do? Put your hand in the cookie jar. So yeah, I had to miss out on Beavis and Butthead, but being in middle school and stuff like that, I was totally caught up, and yeah, good stuff. Glad to see that they brought it back, bringing it back. I don't know. I don't watch MTV anymore. I don't watch any TV anymore, and I think that's even a thing. Is normal programming is just not the same as what it used to be as far as the way people take it in. Julia says, I loved You Might Think by the Cars, Rio by Duran Duran, Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. Also loved that they played U2's Under a Blood Red Sky live performance in its entirety. You bring up a point that I was going to touch on. You know what I miss besides music videos, Josh?
What?
Shows like Soul Train, Midnight Special. There's another, even the ones that aren't so much performance based. God, I'm trying to think of what it was called. There was a show when I was a kid. Oh man, as soon as I get put on the spot, I can't think of anything anymore. Jasmine Guy was the one that hosted it. It was like a dance show where they were, and it was like modern hip hop and early 90s hip hop rap, that kind of thing. Those shows, like, where is that? That has evolved into American Idol and America's Got Talent and The Voice and all these shows. That's what that's evolved into. And we had a talking shop where we talked about some of these things too. And my takeaway from that is it's good, and they are.
That's the episode where everybody ended up shirtless, right?
Yes. That's that they are doing their part to expose new talent and stuff, which is great. But at the same time, it creates the whole everybody's an expert mentality, which to me is toxic to this. You know, there's many times where I'll show a friend like, oh, check out this cover. It's a really good cover. And they're like, it's all right. It's not as good as the original. I'm like, they're not trying to be. They're trying to be themselves. But yeah, I miss those live performance shows too. You know, like, why do we not see bands at a show like Midnight Special performing?
You want to know the dirty secret?
I do.
Because most bands can't do that nowadays.
Why is that?
Tracks.
Yeah.
Because
they're canned. I mean, they always were. I mean,
everything's auto-tuned. And everything is.
So you're saying they can't because it would expose their weaknesses?
It would expose their weaknesses, and the musicianship would not be as good.
Right.
I mean, one of my favorite things that I like to do is I go and watch some of the old Saturday Night Live shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I believe Peacock has the entire series.
Really?
And I think they have the entire series with the musical guests, because I know that there was a point where they wouldn't have the musical guests on those syndicated ones. But you watch some of the stuff like in the early 80s with Paul Simon being on there, Simon and Garfunkel,
right?
Billy Joel and stuff like that.
The Nelson Twins.
Well, Nelson Twins, they were on were on Saturday Night Live, but
okay.
Yeah. But these bands could play. And nowadays you just don't get that.
Right. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Yeah. I do wonder though if it wasn't live, you know what I mean? If they're like, hey, this is a pre-recorded performance or whatever, but it's still putting them in front of people, in front of a wider audience. But it goes back to kind of what I was saying. Like, nobody really watches regular programming for the most part anymore. It's, I'm going to jump on YouTube, or I'm going to jump on Hulu, or whatever, and watch whatever I want. And I already know what I'm wanting before I get there. For the most part, there's a lot of times where we'll browse, but it's all algorithms and stuff. It's all based on what you already like. So nothing is as organic as what it used to be. Julia says, oh, and the Welcome to the Jungle video was my first Guns N' Roses experience. Fell in love with him from that. Yep. Ditto. Liz says yes, and watching Queen with Bohemian Rhapsody. John says 24/7 info.
That's a great fiction film.
24/7 has killed all sorts of things. Yeah.
Yes.
CNN was the first to do 24-hour news. Yeah, you're right. Having that nonstop, all the time information access. You're exactly right, John. Is a lot of what factored into that.
And with groups like CNN and the 24-hour news cycle, just a little soapbox here. because you got to be first on everything. They don't take time to vet anything.
Right.
Thoroughly vet. So
Yep.
it's whatever we get right at the second, whether or not the situation or the information they have is full.
And that's not on CNN.
No,
that's
it's
so
every
I
channel.
will. Well, that's not even. That's everything.
Yeah.
I in 2012 had an apartment fire, and when that happened, I was interviewed by KY3, and they were like, "Oh, which apartment was yours? What did you lose?" Da 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 da.
Mhm.
And so whenever I watched the playback, they also interviewed other people, and they also officially reported the cause of the fire, which was funny because at the time that they were there interviewing people, it was a complex deal that and it was because of the sheer amount. I mean, obviously in an apartment complex, it's not just like a single person's home. It's, it affects hundreds of people. So there was the Springfield's fire marshal, and then somebody else some other investigator had to come. And so it was this back and forth. I'm talking for days that they didn't see eye to eye, that they were trying to figure this out. And they reported on the news, oh, yeah, it was because of a cigarette butt in the hallway. And I'm like, and that was not the cause at all.
Right.
But they reported it as fact. And like you're saying, too, and it's everywhere. And like you said, I've got to be first, not right.
Right.
Yeah. Julia says, MTV was desperate for content and replayed a ton of stuff early on, which is true. Same with the cutting up of live performances, like you said. Then record companies started aiming for MTV and the video budgets. And then the video budgets went wild. Yes. Yep.
I think the last thing that MTV did that was really good musically was their Unplugged series.
Oh my.
I think that's the last thing they did musically that was really cool.
I can't agree more.
Because that showed the versatility of the musicians of the time, made them stretch, had to make them rethink how they played their instruments.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If there's anybody watching that doesn't get that or isn't a musician, maybe it is a hard transition when you worked up all these intricate parts. It's almost like conducting an orchestra. Like you have a part for your clarinetistas, and you have a part for your flautist and your pianist and all these other ists. And then you're like, okay, now you got one instrument. Do it on piano and go and make it sound full and make it sound right and recognizable.
Right.
So hard to do. And
the musicians loved it.
Oh, it's a refreshing challenge. It is.
It not revitalized careers because they normally were big artists, but
it did re-highlight them and get them back in the conversation.
Yeah. Like, didn't even Nirvana release their Unplugged?
Oh yeah.
Performance
as
an
yes,
album?
and MTV released a lot of that stuff because eventually they're like, hey, wait, this is quality content. This is quality audio. This is quality stuff.
They were wanting to have it in their cars. And
yep, absolutely so. Yeah. Where did I go? Right here. Chris says, Circus Magazine and Country Music Roundup were how you kept up back in the day.
Sure was.
Yep, Circus Magazine for sure. I don't know if I ever knew Country Music Roundup. I don't know. I just watched CMT or, something of the sort. Donnie Ray Stevens here with us. Hey, Donnie, how's it going, man? Remember Michael's video Black and White? He bought network TV space for the premiere of it, and everyone tuned in for it. Then the controversy of it was talked for days. Yeah. And that's exactly right, Donnie. So like I said too, before, obviously Black and White stuff, I was there for that, but previous, like Thriller and whatnot, that's how I was exposed to it. It wasn't from MTV. It was from broadcast television and stuff. Which again, like you said, Donnie, it only made it seem a bigger deal that it was like, oh, this isn't even on MTV. This is like everywhere. So yeah. Mike says it has become media TV. There you go. There you go. There's a good one. That's what it should be. So it's still MTV.
Mud Butt TV.
Mud Butt TV. Like it. I love it. Make it a shirt. We'll make it a shirt. Mike says there are lots of better bands better than Poison. Yeah, you could
I don't
say
know
that
who
again.
he would be talking about.
Bender.
Yeah.
Identity Crisis. Any of them.
American Bandstand.
Yeah, American Bandstand for sure. Deb says Don
Kirshner's
Kirshner's rock show. No, it was called Rock Concert. Come on, mouse. Props to my mom. She woke me up at 3 a.m. when I was in grade school so I could catch Kiss on Don Kirshner's Rock Concert. Excuse me.
Oh,
Got the hiccup.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Was your mom trying to torture you?
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
SNL was
that would not be something I would want to see
no.
at any time of the day. Sorry, not a part of the Kiss Army.
I am. I dig it. Deb says SNL was live. Some of the bands sounded terrible, but Aerosmith, the Black Crowes, Nirvana, they actually played and sounded like they sound recorded. And that's the thing. It was like a make or break thing. It's like, okay, I really like this band now because I know that they can do this live. Or it's like, I'm not gonna go to their show. By the way, I think it was Barb Hensick earlier that said she liked the new camera angle. Thank you for that. Just wanted something different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just for this little Talkin Shop thing. Bands that didn't do digital recording actually had to play.
Yeah.
So true. So true. Mike said some SNL was live, but not all. Yeah, there you go, John. Ashley Simpson's debacle screwed the pooch for Saturday Night Live's music. Yep. And also I think not just for SNL, John. I think a lot of TV formatted shows like that. Think about how many bands used to be on like the David Letterman show or Late Night or all these different things. Now live music on those shows, they do still exist, but they're very few and far between. Whereas it was like a weekly thing for a lot of these shows. It's not a part of the format anymore.
But you also gotta using tracks was something that's always been done. American Bandstand.
Oh, come on!
They
of
never
course.
had live out. The bands were never performing.
If you on a lot of those, if you ever thought that those were live when they're doing it, like you really need to look at those videos closer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, but it's one of those things that's accepted because at least again, it goes back to it's pre-internet, so you don't get to see all these bands and you don't get to see them in a live setting. You hear them on the radio. It goes back to this thing that I was talking about, like with imagery and stuff. It's no longer a part of your imagination. It's here's what we look like. Here's the whole kit and caboodle. And so for them to be singing with tracks wasn't that big of a deal. We were just like, okay, I'll ignore that part because it's cool to get to see them. Yeah. Chris Fiddler says Queensryche's Anybody Listening was one of my favorite videos from MTV. Good stuff. Good stuff. Julia says agreed on Unplugged. So much good stuff came from that. Yeah. Yep. Here we go, Mike. Josh, I'll let you read this one.
I can't read it. You got some stuff over my screen.
Oh, I do. I'm sorry. There you go.
MTV in some ways probably made a good choice to get ahead of the internet streaming videos because that would have killed MTV as a company had they only been showing music videos. Besides, they knew that in the 90s and 80s, kids were not sitting at home watching videos all day. We were not out and about, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It does.
He does make a good point since streaming took off that they definitely, but they were moving fast away from music programming.
Yes.
Even before streaming.
Yep. It's true. Reality TV made such a difference on that stuff, man. It really did. Mike says the difference with Bandstand was they never claimed it was always live, and SNL did. Yep,
I agree.
that
was
on.
really what the big deal. That was their whole thing, was having live bands play.
Yeah. Yep. It's so true. It's so true. All right, then. But
Sugarman's, the midnight special, that was always a good one too.
Yeah. I also enjoyed the fact that they had different genres of music and stuff on a lot of these shows too. I think that's kind of my big takeaway is like whenever I say exposure to new music, I mean different styles and stuff. That is one thing I liked a lot about the formatting of MTV is like, even though it wasn't like a lot of cross-pollination, it was like, okay, all the metalheads, you could have this late night spot, pop music here, that kind of stuff. And it did eventually kind of cross into each other and not be so divided in that. But it was cool to see something for everybody, Right. So yeah. I tell you what. Let's take another quick little break here.
Okay.
And we'll come back. I got something else to talk about.
Got some good conversation going on today.
We do. I like this. I like this nostalgia. That's what music does to me. It brings me back. Brings me back, man. Brings me back. All right. So speaking of brings me back, y'all come back now. You hear? Oh yeah, Metal Mania 2. Bigger, better, badder, brawl room.
I don't know what's going on with this tablet.
Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody wake up tonight. Everybody wake up tonight. You and me go fishing in the darkness, lying on our backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows. And by the river and the pool, and I will be falling in love in the middle of the night, just moving slow.
We've got prizes, giveaways, all new games that can only be played live and in person. Double the guests, double the fun, so be there! The Audio Roast Podcast, only at the Rib. Hi, I'm John Bushmill. Have you been a victim of the Unsung Dreamers podcast? Have you suffered from emotional distress due to harassment? Are you tired of being ridiculed because of the size of your headstock? Have bottles of wine or banners gone missing from your performances? Then you may have a case. Bushmill and Associates are filing a class action lawsuit against the Unsung Dreamers. Stand up for your rights and be a victim no more. Give the Unsung Dreamers the boot with Bushmill and Associates. Call 1-800-555-F-DAN to see if you qualify for representation. Here at Bushmill and Associates, a bird in the hand is worth two in the Bushmill.
Bushmill and Associates is not an actual law firm. All claims made are solely for entertainment purposes. This advertisement is parody and should not be taken seriously by anyone at any time.
I'm back. We're back. Here we are. We're back. There's what I'm looking for. Holy cow. When you miscalculate the time. All right. Shut up, phone. I can't even hear. I don't even have my headphones in. I'm late to the party.
Dude, why do we got to be on the second floor?
No, I know. It kills me. I'm getting too old.
Let me turn this down here.
There you go.
Okay. Hey.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Did you have a good break, Josh?
I did. I
feel like I was running a marathon. What's that?
I relieved my bladder.
Same. 4 cups of coffee and
Need to get a cup of coffee.
go for it.
Okay. Entertain the folks while I'm
Okay,
away.
well, I'm entertaining them while watching me tangle the crap out of my hair with my headphones. That's always a entertaining thing. All right, so next on our agenda, let me see if I've got this right here in the backstage area. I wanted to talk about something different. Here's what I have in mind. Somewhere. Buttons. Right there's the button I'm looking for. it is our next live show. We are announcing it officially. It is going to be on Friday, August the 27th at 8 p.m. at the Riff. Doors will open at 7:30. There's a $5 cover. Tickets will be available to purchase in advance this week on audioroast.com. So actually, probably after the show, I'll go ahead and start getting that set up. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. We have not yet set a theme or anything. Still kind of working on that. And to be honest, I would like to hear from you guys right now. Do you have suggestions for maybe what you would like to happen at the live show that's coming up? I know that it was expressed that a lot of people really, really enjoyed the karaoke afterwards. So we will be keeping that. So once the show ends, obviously you can still hang out with us and do some karaoke, as you saw in one of our commercials earlier. It is a freaking blast. It's for everybody. It's not just for musicians. It's for everybody that's always wanted to get up on stage and sing something, be under the cool lights, be on the same stage, etc., etc. So Friday, August the 27th at 8 p.m. Is our next live and in-person show. So boom, shakalaka, answered that one.
Are you bringing a date to the next live show?
Am I bringing a date?
It said, do you have a date for the next live show?
Oh, well, yes. And if you would like to see that date, oh, no. There you go.
There I am.
That's my new favorite, by the way.
Oh, because it pisses me off. It's like, dude, why you gotta do that?
Why you gotta be so close, man?
It shows all my wrinkles.
Both of them.
Yes.
Jessica Jones says, we will be there. Can't wait. Well, good. I hope you enjoyed the last one. What about you, Josh? I want to start with you on this.
What about it? Is
there anything you want to do different on this live show?
I don't know. And Jared, let's be honest. Just tell me you're out of ideas.
I'm out of ideas, y'all.
You're wanting them to do the work.
I am. Look, here's my list of ideas. Y'all ready for this?
There you go. Fly it in. All right. No ideas. So you were mentioning what? Yeah, you got some ideas.
I've got ideas. I just don't know if everybody would be on board with them all.
Right.
I got to please everybody, man. You know how it goes. You got to please them all.
Baby oils and whips. So.
It's like me. Yes. I'm I don't know, man. So here's the deal. Whenever we have guests on the normal show, as I'm like, hey, would you like to be on a show? I've got a show. This is what it's called, and this is what we do. I always explain it in my head. This is what this show is. Okay, it is a mix between being on a game show and being on a late night talk show. That's always been my little secret formula, if you will. It's not secret. So I'm wondering. Josh and I talked about this after the last one. Is what if it was more talk show format like? On just maybe on the next one, just for something different. Is that something you guys would like? Where it's maybe
like the Tonight Show type
right
of format.
Now we would still play games and stuff. It may not just be the whole time that we're doing that it's games. Maybe we'll have somebody come in and have them on a couch and chat, that kind of thing. And I've also thought about, what if we just didn't have any guests at all? What if we just relied on the people that came there to play some games and have some fun and do what we do,
right?
Without relying on booking guests and stuff. And not because, I don't want to book guests. I have no problem doing that. I've done over 100 in the last year. That's not the issue. I want to know what you guys want, man. That's all I got. Jessica said, I already messed that up. Jessica Jones says, we had a blast. I'm glad to hear that. I really am. Chrissy says, more games with crowd participation. Well, there you go.
Well, that's kind of what we're thinking.
Yeah. Deborah says, what was the theme for the last show? I didn't get to go. Yeah.
What was the theme? It was 80s pop, 80s rock. Who do we have?
That is incorrect, sir. The first one was 80s rock. The second one was 70s rock.
70s rock.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was rock.
And I had come to the 70s rock because I asked on Patreon for our awesome patrons, hey, A, B, C, or D, which one do you like? And I got more for 70s rock than anything. So that's what we did. But now I'm like, okay, did that, try that. What else we got? I want to keep people on their toes, see? So that's what I want to know. And Deborah, I know that you're one that was like, oh, please keep doing the karaoke. That looks like a blast. So I know that you had to miss out, and I know that you won't miss out on this one. But yeah, we'll do some karaoke. And I really like, Christy, your idea of more games that interacts with the crowd. Like I said, I'm thinking of maybe even no guests at all, to where it's just us. Yeah, let me know.
But there will be the Pop-Tart song.
Yeah, and
gotta
see,
do it.
I mean, it's widely regarded as a heavy request, so we got to make it a thing. Deborah says, make it a masquerade. Love it. Interesting you say that. I've actually thought about, like, in the springtime, what if we did like a prom? What if we hosted prom for adults kind of thing? I know there's other bigger events and stuff, bigger corporations, if you will, that do that kind of thing downtown and whatnot. But what if it was for us, for our music community? But I was like, I get so in my head with these things. I guess if I'm being totally honest about it, I'm like, man, nobody's going to want to go and rent a tux or want to get a dress or whatever. So maybe we don't make it as casual as a prom, but we still make it like a got to get gussied up and go somewhere. You know, that kind of thing.
As a prom?
Right. Yeah. Something like that. I mean, yeah. Christy says, bring a sponsor too. I mean, we do. Jody is a sponsor, and he was one of our guests on the last one. So
yeah, and we always give coffee.
Yep. That's the thing. We give stuff away. The $5 that you pay and cover, you more than get back. Chris says, add a greased pig catching contest. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. But where are you? Deborah says, you don't need a tux, just dress up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got a pair of slacks and a button up and a tie. Cool. But I think stuff like that would be fun. Jessica says, I never got to go to the prom, so that would be awesome.
Oh,
see, that's what I'm saying. I feel you. Big time. I actually was kind of a prom whore. I went to like 3 or 4 proms in 2 years. But it was because of my unique situation with my parents being divorced, having friends still at home and then where I was. So it was a back and forth thing. So I didn't miss out on prom. I did miss out on graduation.
Did you flunk out?
Nope.
Drop out?
Nope. Yeah. It all had to do with the moving from my mom's down to my dad's, not recognizing some of the credits, that kind of thing. And it was really shitty because my dad is a teacher and was a teacher there for like 20 something years. And I still didn't get to go to graduation and walk with everybody. My senior year, why the hell am I talking about this? My senior year.
Listen to your Unsung Dreamers thing.
I know, right?
It's on there, right?
It might be. I don't know. My senior year, I actually had to go to summer school after everybody graduated, after all my friends and stuff graduated, for a half a credit. I had to go for, I think it was like 6 or 8 weeks to gain a half a credit is all it was that they didn't recognize. Yeah, so I never got a cap and gown, never got any of that. I got
to the wrestling school.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a big part of it.
I remembered that.
Yep. Because it all was right in the same exact timeline. Yep. Yeah, my not degree, my diploma came in the mail. I didn't get a handshake. I didn't get to walk or anything, which, yeah, I kind of missed out on that. I kind of wish I would have. It's not that big of a deal. The thing that I miss out on more is now as an adult, people are like, for class reunions, oh, were you in our class? Yes. Yeah. This year is my 20-year class reunion. I've not been to a single one because nobody's like, hey, Jared was a part of this class.
I went to one, like my 5-year.
Yeah.
And have no desire to go back.
Interesting.
The friends that I have from that time are either still my friends talking to me, or they're just Facebook acquaintances at this point.
Yeah.
So.
I was, as you know, from my interview and on the Unsung Dreamers podcast, I was so hyper focused on just getting the hell out of school.
Yeah.
I don't remember hardly anybody, and anybody that knows me now knows that I have a crap memory. Like, so I could have gone to school with somebody right here in the comments, and I would be like, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Just because I was that focused on what I wanted to do after school. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, Josh, what are some of your favorite things about the live show? What maybe is if you had to pick a favorite game, let's go with that. What's your favorite game that we've played on our live show so far?
I like the videos.
Okay, but I have to I have to nail you on this.
Okay, the
Tell the story.
which one?
Aerosmith from the first live show.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
The fact that it was very racy.
Yeah. And who was in the audience?
My folks. It's like, dude, please don't. Please don't.
There's a music video. What is it? What It Takes? Is that what song it was?
Living on the Edge.
Living on the Edge. That's what it was. And Steven Tyler's like pure, just naked as a jaybird, and the other side on half of his body, and the other half is all body painted up. And he's holding his stuff to hide it, but it shows everything other than that. And so we give you a 15-second window to try to guess the name of the song and the artist with no sound. All you can do is see the video, see the tie around here with MTV.
Yeah.
And Josh is like, dear God, I hope they get it before this 15 seconds is up. Because like 14 seconds, it's like, woohoo, shows everything. And my mom and dad is sitting right there.
Yeah.
So thankfully they guessed it right. But I had to push the envelope and say, you know what? Let's go ahead and watch the rest of this video.
Yeah.
That's great.
The guess that tune or name that tune.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I really like.
I think that's probably my favorite. Yeah. And that's something I would love to play here on the show weekly. Copyrights don't allow us to do so. That's what I think is really fun about our live shows is there's so much more we can get away with that we can't do here.
Can we do that with karaoke stuff?
Ooh.
We could do it with karaoke stuff.
I like that idea. Yeah.
And
I like that
the
idea.
karaoke normally doesn't have lyrics, so that would make it even tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying name the music video or name the song without vocals, basically? Or are you saying like have a guest come up and sing the song?
No, we could do the song like within 15 seconds, like the name that tune.
Mm-hmm.
But if the lyrics start early or the vocals start early, it could be even more difficult. You see what I'm saying? So if the first words of the song reveal what the song is, I'm just like, boom, I know what that is.
Right. Yeah. Big wheels keep on turning. Yeah.
Is this the real life?
Right. Yeah. I got you. I smell what you're cooking. Deb says, yep, Steven Tyler naked. Christy says, guess that tune is for sure a favorite.
It is.
Yeah. Give it a little blue pill.
I was about to do something that I'm not going to do.
Okay. Where's your brat mug, by the way?
I don't know.
Liz Deck says, proud Mary, keep on burning.
Dude,
that's the one. What is happening? Do it Lemmy style.
We've lost the magic. Here we go.
Wait, we're doing this all wrong.
Dude.
Oh, wait, I've got that. I heard a great little something on Facebook today. You ready for this?
Did you?
How many chugga chuggas come before a choo choo? This is not a joke. How many chugga chuggas are there before a choo choo?
Depends on how far I'm going. I'm walking across the room going chicka 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 chicka.
Oh, so you do it to a destination. You don't do it just for funsies.
I don't know.
I'm telling you,
I can't remember when that's ever been a question for me.
Well, no, that's why. I mean, we're breaking ground.
I guess too, because I said chugga chugga choo choo. So
interesting. The answer should be 4. Chugga 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 choo choo. A lot of people said 8. I'm like, y'all are carrying this on too long.
No.
Here we go. Chrissy says 6 chuggas. Liz says 2 chuggas.
2 chuggas.
It's like the most riveting conversation ever. I actually didn't see that on Facebook. I stole some show notes from the Unsung Dreamers and
Yeah.
taking
Is
all
that
their material.
One of their topics of
All of it.
conversation?
Yep. Chris Hankin says 6 chugga chuggas. All right.
Chugga. I don't know.
Interesting, isn't it? Why don't we have a MTV telling us how many chugga chuggas should be
I
on?
don't know.
I don't know.
They'll probably start a reality show about it.
Oh man, let's see here. Josh, if you had to pick a theme for our next live show, what would it be?
Catch me off guard because
I know
really
I do this
think
on
of
purpose.
80s pop.
So that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Because I'm like, well, we've done rock twice, so let's try something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. That's very wide.
Yeah.
I mean, that can go from Hall & Oates to Michael Jackson,
Madonna, Prince.
Prince.
All the big uns.
Yeah.
All the big uns. Abigail says 6 chuggas total, but is each chugga one or is chugga one? Good question.
Chugga.
Chugga. Nope. Each chugga is one to me. So it's chugga. Choo choo. Choo choo.
You have to do the chuggas in between. You can't do choo 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 choo.
Chugga. Choo choo.
Right, but you just did choo choo twice.
Well, it's always choo choo.
No, you did choo 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 choo.
Chugga. Choo choo.
Yeah, the last this time and the one before you didn't do it, but before
It's on
that,
video.
you did it twice.
It's on video.
We'll see.
It's on video.
We'll look at the tape. I could be wrong, but I think he did. It
Liz Deck said, bring back the 80s. Chrissy said, so basically 80s prom? I am 100% for this.
Dude.
Go ahead.
John Hughes.
Explain to the people.
Okay, John Hughes did The Breakfast Club, did Pretty in Pink. So if you're a child of the 80s and of good film, John Hughes. Come as your favorite John Hughes character.
Oh.
How about that? And we'll play, and the theme will be 80s music.
Like 80s music that was maybe used in some of those films, or just general?
Just in general, but if we do have a prom thing attached to it, it's an 80s prom, a John Hughes prom.
Ferris Bueller, Uncle Buck,
Ferris
Home
Bueller,
Alone.
Yep.
Yep. Deb says, interesting. So here's my 2 cents on this. I'm all for this whole prom thing.
Hey, you know who a character was in Breakfast Club? Bender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad Julia Lay's not here.
Right? She promotes her band on our show. What? Where's the record scratch sound effect? Mike McCorder says 80s prom at Skateland with live music.
Is Skateland still around?
Yes. Yeah.
Although,
well, let me say this. Last time I went to Southbound and drove by there, there were cars there.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the story. Mike, what's the story? Are they still open? Because if so, hot damn, that sounds like a really fun idea.
I mean, I love having it at the Riff, but if we could,
well, we might do something special.
Yeah.
There.
Skate night.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we might just do something. Here's something else too, guys. I looked at this too. The perfect segue on that, Mike. I looked ahead at the calendar. So I like to keep these about once every 2 months. So we're looking at once every 6 to 8 weeks. That way it's kind of special. It doesn't seem overdone. It seems like an event. So in looking forward, we've got one in August. The other 2 would be right around Halloween. And the one after that would be right around Christmas. What do you guys think of doing like
a Halloween skate party? In October,
I like
costume,
I like that a lot.
Party. Yeah.
What do you guys think of a like holiday gathering? We've created this sense of community where I don't know which camera to talk to. Like I keep looking at this camera, like to be serious. Where we created this sense of community of togetherness and stuff, where we've created our own little group or our own faction would you guys be on board if we did a live show and maybe we looked at having it catered or something like that and had like a sit down meal and still had the show, still did all the fun stuff, but it was like a Christmas gathering kind of thing? Is that something that you guys would be for, or are you like, nah, I don't do gatherings at Christmas time. I'm busy with family, which I get. But it would be it would be, I don't know what day, but it would be not on Christmas Day, obviously, because I mean we all got stuff to do. Shoot, my comments jumped. 80s prom at Skateland with live music. Yep. We did Skateport twice. Mike says, yep, they're still around skating wise, but an 80s themed skate is something I thought about for a while now. Yeah, I do, Mike. I do feel like I've seen you say something about that on Facebook before, and I loved it. Adding a prom theme to it as well is even better.
Mm-hmm.
Some didn't get to go to the prom back in the day. Exactly. Yep. Deb says, do a Friendsgiving.
That sounds good.
Yep. I used to host a Friendsgiving. I'm sure a lot of you by now know that I like to cook. And I used to do that. And I have a huge round table that I would bring into our dining room. And we would host friends that, maybe were going to college here and didn't get to go back home for Halloween, for Thanksgiving, or just personal friends of mine, acquaintances and stuff like that. And it was such a fun thing. I did it for several years. And I don't know. I mean, just got busy and stopped. But yeah, I think something like that would be a lot of fun. Now, keep in mind, too, like I said, Deb, there probably won't be, and I could be wrong. I'm looking so far into the future on this, but based on what we've been doing about every 2 months, we wouldn't be having one in November. It would be October and then December. So yeah, something of the sort, though. Jessica says, I think it would be great. Christy says, would be cool to add fundraiser during the show for a local person or a place in need, like Shine a Light segment. Yeah, I like that a lot. Abigail says, wait, why do people not go to prom at a roller rink? That would have been way more fun, right? Yeah. I agree.
Well, you can't
Would have
grind
added
up against your date at a roller rink, though.
What's that?
Can't grind up against your date at a roller rink.
Well, most proms, you got to do the whole this thing anyway. So,
I don't know what proms you would attended.
and the sticks.
Did you go with the girl?
Both times.
Well,
all three times.
That's why you were dancing like this.
Yeah. There's that too. Yeah, that was interesting for me. Mike says, do prom pics and everything, but with skates on. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we've got all the makings to be able to do this prom theme really cool. And that's almost why I'm like, I almost don't want to do it on the next one, because we're talking, what is that, like 3 weeks?
There's a lot of logistics. Yeah.
A lot of logistics for us and a lot of stuff on your guys' ends too. I want to make sure that it's in advance enough to where, like, you guys can clear your calendar date for it. You can plan for it. You can find what dress you want to wear, or dig out what suit you want to wear in the back of the closet. Or, like I said, pair of slacks and a button up. It doesn't have to be like super duper fancy. But yeah, Abigail said that just made everyone else uncomfortable. Let's see here.
What made everyone else uncomfortable?
My story of prom, maybe. I don't know. Oh, this maybe. Yeah, I think she's right. Everybody was uncomfortable with that, not just me. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think these are good ideas. I really like your idea of the dress up Halloween thing too.
Yeah.
And maybe we could do something like that. Yeah. There's so much. We got some planning to do. We got wheels. Big wheels keep on turning. So yeah. I think 80s prom for the upcoming one would be doable. John Hughes can be for Halloween costume contest. Nice. I like it a lot, actually. Yeah. So we might discuss some of this week, Josh and I, and see how quickly we would be able to pull together some of these logistics to do a prom. But I really like where this is going. You guys are coming up with some creative things. So I dig it, man. I dig it a lot. My question is, if we dressed up and did a prom thing, I wouldn't want to do like a late night talk show kind of thing with couch guest interviews, that kind of stuff. You want some tape?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Would we just get a DJ? Would we have a band? Would we play games as we're dressed up and we just happen to be dressed up and then it's a dance party afterwards? Yeah, that's the kind of logistics I'm talking about. Like, we would have to work through some of that kind of stuff and figure out what we want to do. But I don't want it to be just, oh, here's what Jared wants to do. I want it to be for everybody. So keep weighing in. Keep letting me know, man, what you want to do.
You know, you have a Facebook page. They can put comments on the Facebook
We
page,
do.
right? Yeah.
We do have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
And we've also got a Instagram, Twitter. What else we got? YouTube.
An actual website.
And an actual website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We might put a poll up.
Yeah.
And Josh might jump on it and dance.
Well, you know, that's when I was in college.
Right.
I
Yes.
was young. I needed the money. The 20's a 20.
20's a 20. Christy says, by the way, since we all know how stubborn you two are, please ask for help if you need it. You have a crew behind you. Well, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. And it's not so much that we're stubborn. I want you guys to just sit back and enjoy.
Yeah,
you guys have done so much for us
you.
by being here every week. Like this is our way, my way, the way to give back to you guys. To have something to look forward to, like I said, and for you guys to be a part of something. But I do appreciate that a lot, Christy, and it does mean a lot to hear that. So thank you for that. But it sounds like if we have a lot more planning to do, we might hire a planner. You know what I'm saying? What else you got, Josh? Anything?
I was just gonna ask Christy if she's done all her supervised med passes yet.
Oh yeah, work stuff.
How's that going? You got a raise this week too, Christy. Well, it's kicking in, but they informed everybody.
Why don't you just air all the information for everybody?
No, I'm happy that our agency is giving our staff a $2 raise.
That is cool.
Per hour, and they're making at least 15. So the work that these guys do is tough, and everyone's getting bonuses for years of service, even if they've been there less than a year. So
you were telling me about that. I think that's fantastic.
Doing some amazing stuff.
Yep.
One, because getting people through the door to get hired has been tough, but also our staff has gone through an awful lot this year dealing with COVID, and so we really appreciate them.
Yeah. For sure, man. That's good stuff.
We're glad to have Chrissy Pressler aboard.
Yeah. Even though she is working 12-hour days.
Yeah, well.
But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
She says, yep, certified, passed everything, plus bonus. Just exhausted with hours and all the learning. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of learning. But if you have any questions about CPR first aid, I'm one of the instructors. You can always ask.
Yeah. He is a life-saving gentleman.
Ask Dan.
Ask Dan 2.0. Fritz 2.0. There you go. Yeah. Josh, I got one more reel of commercials to get to here, and then we can come back and kind of wrap things up.
We'll do that.
So, yeah, we'll do it. Stick around. What do you attribute a lot of the changes to, and at what point do you feel it's like, okay, it's time to pull the plug and it's just snake bit and I've got to call it?
Yeah, that was like that. It was very emotional for me to try Bender and fail at it the first time.
What are some things that you noticed different in the scenes between Kansas City and Springfield?
I discovered that like they were going to steamroll me and not have me come in. And then to get even less was just an absolute slap in the face. And it's one of those where it's like, I'm never coming back, man. And here's what's funny is like, it's more a phrase that I hate.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Take away, sitting around at home, writing songs or playing songs, or your work at School of Rock. When's the end for you as far as live music? Do you see that at all?
Eventually, oblivion claims everything.
Time ravages all things. All things but the timeless.
Even when it feels like there's always someone telling you what you can or can't do.
When there's always another sign, another obstacle in your way.
And nothing ever works out the way it should.
And the world keeps on spinning around you.
Don't despair. You may never sound like us, but you can smell like us.
DM1. Smell us for yourself at Metal Mania 2. August 14th, Springfield, Missouri, at the Outland Ballroom.
Warning, for outside use only.
Woo! Oh, yeah! To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. I'm the man.
Hey everybody, it's Jody from Rewind Records, and I just want to show you the chaos that we're involved in this week. We're heading down to Carthage, Missouri to a 4-state record show. We're going to be buying, we're going to be selling, but just kind of take a look at what it takes to drag all the gear into the record store. New arrivals, A through Z, just good rock and roll, everything from rare vintage country to big band to classic rock, blues, jazz, the list goes on. But things are just getting bigger and better. Things are getting better and bigger. And I just want to thank you very much for supporting us at Rewind Records. And just keep buying that good music. Hey, it's Jody with Rewind Records, and I just want to say thank you for all the support. It's been 4 or 5 months now that we've been able to supply you with a new kind of music. I just want to let you know that at Rewind Records in Marshfield, Missouri, 1100 Spur Drive, Suite 120, I'm located in an antique store, kind of like a booth. It's an 8x8. But come on in there. I've got all kinds of different music. We've got equipment. And mainly, I just want to say thank you. So find us on Facebook. Shoot us a message. Until next time, keep playing that good music.
Look at what we got. History lesson time. For those of you that remember when we moved over here in the late 90s, we built this beautiful little room. It helped us showcase acoustic guitars, the Taylor specifically, and helped us control our humidity. Nice glass room. Well, unlike my wife's lies about me, we continue to improve with age. So is there a reason we're one of the top 10 Taylor dealers in all of the U.S.? Oh, you bet there is. Builder's Edition? Got them. Grand Theaters? Got them. Koa GS Minis? Got them. American Dreams? Got them. Built to order customs? Got them. We've got the best selection of Taylors. We've got the coolest room. We love our guitars and we love you, and we'd love to see you in here and playing some of them. So come on in, come check them out. We'll catch you later.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry. I thought I had to advance that last frame.
It's all good, brother.
I can go back one.
Nah, it's all
Aw.
good. Yeah, we all got to hear that. Aw. Let's see here. Let me figure out what buttons I want to push.
You've been pushing my buttons all day, bud.
I sure have.
I was pushing buttons this week.
Right. Turnabout's fair play,
yeah,
right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And you know what? We probably could get Debbie Gibson. I don't think she's doing a whole lot right now.
She's not too booked up, is she?
Nope.
Let's see here. I wanted to put that up here. There we go. Nope. Still wrong. Bring it down. Bring it down.
Oh, there we are. Out
this
of
is like
time.
an Etch-a-Sketch, you know?
It,
that kind of thing. All out of time. Yeah. This is fun. I really enjoy doing these Talkin Shops. I'll be honest, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm a very structured person. I do well with structure. So I always have this anxiety of like, oh God, what if there's nothing to talk about? But it's always good conversation with good people. So good job, guys. Good job. Let's go ahead and see what else we got here, Josh.
all righty. Oh, yeah.
Where should they go?
Go to the website, audioroast.com.
That's the one.
Merch, playlists, upcoming events, tickets there.
Yeah,
we get tickets there. We get
where you
tickets
get your
there?
tickets for the live shows
Yeah,
is
so
audioroast.com.
Go ahead. Yeah. Stop by.
Mike McCord said Debbie's fee is $25 to $39K.
Really?
I call BS on that. I don't know if I believe that.
Maybe.
Glad you can cover this.
You guys were asking how you can help. I mean, we
That's
got, if everyone chipped in like $1,000, we're halfway there.
Oh, halfway there.
Maybe if we give her $13K and a sandwich. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. My hand's right over here.
What the hell?
And it stepped on my joke. I was going to say maybe she would take $13K and a sandwich.
Or $13K in a bar tab.
Maybe. Your drinks are free.
Right.
We're at a skating rink.
You can do 3 laps for
That's
free.
right. No shoe rental for you, Miss Gibson.
Right. Yeah. It's on us.
Yes. You'll even get those little rubber stopper things at the front of your skates.
God, I hope.
Gotta
Maybe that's what we should do is like not put them on, and then it's just way more entertaining for everybody.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe put some baby oil on the.
Mike said, nope, it's true. Look it up. I mean, if it's on the internet,
yeah,
got to be true. All right, folks. That's all we got. So Josh and I, it sounds like we've got some planning to do, and we'll be doing that this week. So stay tuned. Be sure to check out our website, audioroast.com, to stay tuned to all the things coming up. And like I said, I'll be putting up either later tonight or tomorrow a link to start buying tickets to reserve a table for free for our upcoming live show on August the 27th here at the Riff. So, final thoughts? We can keep it here, Josh. We ain't gonna do anything fancy. Final thoughts?
Pay your covers.
Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Don't forget the times are hard for everybody right now. May your cup of coffee and your love of music be strong, but your sense of humor be even stronger. We'll see you right here next week at 5 o'clock. Bye.